And it's a big good afternoon, everyone. Jeff Pistola and the Hills Footy media team welcoming you to today's special Sunday edition of the Call of the Wild. Coming to you from Arkaba Oval in Heathfield for the Hills Football League Division 1 A-grade elimination final between Mount Barker and Blackwood. And as we welcome you to our worldwide stream, we wish all the dads a happy Father's Day out there. So settle back with a coldie and take in what should be a very tense battle to survive in the premiership race. Of course, made possible by wonderful broadcast partners, Sports Interactive, Dartfish, Mortgage Choice, Jarrett, Nissan, Adelaide Star Buses, Business Plaza and Chris Shaw Accounting. And well, certainly looking very much forward to this game today. It's actually a rematch of last week where Blackwood had to win to ensure a finals berth and did so pretty with a convincing margin, 42 points over the hosting Barkaroos. So that result actually did deprive Mount Barker of a possible double chance spot. So today, both teams walk the tightrope, so to speak, to keep alive their flag hopes. And well, alongside me as usual, refreshed after a, well, hopefully a good night's sleep. It's unusual for back-to-back calls, but Benny Goldfinch, good afternoon, Benny.
Yes, Pistols, great to be here on perfect conditions from Goat Park. Yeah, it'd be close to the 1,000 mark, I'm sure. Currently in the reserves, just looking to my right here at the scoreboard, Onka Valley look like they're 4 goals in front, Pistols, or 6 goals 4 to 2 goals 5 against Lobethal in the reserves elimination finals. But yesterday in the A grade, it was Lobethal up against Onka Valley and the Tigers. Very impressive, 15 goals 10 to Onka Valley. Lobethal yesterday, 15 goals 10 to Onka Valley, 11 goals 12.
Sorry, Goldie by the sounds. I think the Mount Lofty Footy Club have been down to Port River and pinched one of the foghorns off the tugboat or something.
But yeah, wasn't it an impressive win from the Tigers?
Yep.
Just having a look at some of the best players here. Luke Nitschke, who we had a chat to after the match, he was named best. Elliot, who was in defence. Yeah. Aidan Riley in the midfield. Matt Fuller, the coach, probably gave himself there. Henry Voigt in the ruck and Timmy Jenkin and, well, Brady Dorr, so he was good with a couple of goals.
Especially his third term, he really turned on.
And Onka's best Pistols. Ben Jeffries was good in defence.
Kuiper, Andy Vines.
Tim Webber,
and Shipiana. The Chip, was very good as well. So, majority of those better players, Goldie out of defence. I think Joffa was very good. Kuiper did some good work. And Andy Vines flashing in and out. So, yeah.
Kind of set up in that third term, wasn't it, when the Tigers came out, and I think they kicked 5 unanswered goals to start that third term, and Onka's hit back, but so the Tigers will play Hahndorf next Saturday in the second semi-final, and the Dogs will play the winner of today.
Winner of this, as we said, walking the tightrope. So both teams out here at three-quarter time of the reserves, as Benny said. Onka Valley 6-4 leading the Tigers 2-5, and both the senior sides out on the park. Mount Barker just warming up at the Longwood end or the at the top of the hill with the ground, and the Blackwood Football Club down at the change room scoreboard end of the Arkaba Oval. And as Benny said, a very, very good crowd in the house, bearing in mind it's Father's Day. There's a lot of family events on, but people love their footy and out here, enjoying the sun. And we trust you enjoy our coverage here this afternoon on hillsfooty.com, wherever you're watching. Also on Clutch TV, I believe. But and special hello to our viewers in Victoria. They're probably a little bit envious at the moment. Many people running around
we had
in the sun.
We had some people tuned in yesterday, Pistols to the feed, which was fantastic, and gave us some good feedback. And today we're doing the same.
So how do we get involved, Ben?
Yeah, well, Hills Football League Facebook page is where the action is. Dallas has all set it up. We got you go to hillsfooty.com for the YouTube stream. Hook it up to your television if you want to sit back or get outside, whatever you want to do. Or we got the Hills Football League Facebook page, Pistols, and both options we have comments. The ability to have people get involved. So we've already got a couple here. Who we got here, Pistols? Linda, hopefully I pronounced these names right. Linda Grugan.
Yeah, I think it is.
She says go the Woods. And Jules Marjanac.
Yeah.
She says go the Woods.
If that's wrong, but goes Woods.
Yep.
Great to have you on board.
She says go the Woods as well. And this is all on the Hills Football League Facebook page. And also we're on hillsfooty.com for YouTube. So we'll answer your comments there, so get involved.
So I tell you, at this stage of the afternoon, one man who, of course, will be joining us a bit later on, but he'd be pretty happy at the moment, and that's our boundary boy in Shane Collins, of course. Consultant's role, we ought to say, Goldie, for the reserves team. How are you?
Scott Off-to-Hide wants to know the B grade score, Pistol.
Yeah, Scotty, 6-4, Onka Valley. Lobie at 2-5. Of course, being an old Tiger, you won't be happy with that result at the moment, Scott. But trust you're enjoying up north there, perhaps the sun. But yeah, it's like a Queensland day down here at the moment. And unlike Queensland, no clusters, Benny.
No, that's right.
Scotty wasn't out the other night with a couple of those Richmond boys, was he?
No.
Well, you never know.
How's your son feel about that?
Being a Tiger supporter, yeah. Yeah, and actually it was interesting today hearing about the fine. The players won't pay the fine. So it's got to come out the football department, Goldie. So effectively they've rendered a couple of employees of the Richmond Football Club, out of work for next year. So,
a couple more comments coming in here. Lockie Watchman says, go you good things.
A great famous name at Blackwood, the Watchman.
And Glenn Francis, he says he's back. Go the Woods. Thanks for the coverage, guys. Another 3 weeks of lockdown. Hopefully I'll see a Blackwood flag on your stream from Melbourne.
Good on you, Glenn.
Yeah, keep it locked.
Once they settle back with a couple of VBs, mate, I suppose, if you're allowed out to the bottle shop, that is. But thanks for everyone who's joining in.
So, yeah, Hills Football League Facebook page and hillsfooty.com, YouTube and Facebook Live. We've got the comments going.
And, of course, our wonderful Dartfish team here, Dallas, our producer, sitting out there. There's a sunscreen on today, Goldie. A bit different to a couple of weeks ago. You're sitting out there, it was like down the Arctic. But, and of course, Flynn, the cameraman, as well. So hopefully we can bring you a good coverage of what should be a good game of Hills A-grade football here this afternoon. As we said, the elimination final, Blackwood taking on Mount Barker. And, probably an opportune time to go down to the boys. I reckon probably...
No, they're set today. They are set once again.
Yeah, I reckon they've
been up all night studying.
I was going to say, I reckon they were dreaming all night of figures, as a young man does. So, for the first time this afternoon, it's Jaden Jordan Hill and the toe cutter, the Indy 500 man. Welcome, boys.
Welcome, guys. Again, another really nice day for football. A little hotter than usual. So,
what's the temperature, Indy?
I think it's somewhere in the mid-20s at the moment. I can't remember the exact...
no, that's good enough. Yep, I think you're 21.
Somewhere around mid-20s. It's going to be 30 tomorrow, so there'll be no football then, of course. But it is getting hotter. Spring is coming, and October is going to be demanding quite a bit as well. But I just wanted to look at a couple things before we get underway with today's game, because we've actually watched 2 games with Blackwood this year from the perspective of HFL Media. They lost both of them, but they were 2 very different efforts. So one of them against Lobethal and the other against Onkers, of course. In both those games, they won the inside 50 count, and that seemed to be the only stat they won, in fact. They're definitely a really good side when it comes to getting those repeat inside 50 entries, but in terms of winning the ball, they're not the best getting first ball use because they've lost centre clearances in all of their games, and the disposal numbers by 68 in the Lobethal game and 65 in the Onkers game, respectively. So clearly they're not the type of first ball using team, but they do have a bit of composure, and once again, getting those repeat inside 50 entries is important. They'll just want to make sure that that firepower accounts enough for a winning score today. But let's take a look at the Mount Barker side of things, Jaden.
Cheers, thanks, Indy. So, yeah, looking forward to see Mount Barker today. Obviously, last time we saw them was in round 1 against Harndorf, and even though they lost that game, they were good in the second and third quarters as well. So, hopefully they can bring a good effort today, and hopefully they can play some better footy than they did last week, where they lost to Blackwood by 42 points, like Pistol said before. So hopefully they can bring a good effort here at Mount Barker. Just the head-to-head stats between these two sides. So they played 22 games since 2010, and Blackwood have won 12, and Mount Barker have won 10. And Blackwood have won the last 4 straight. So hopefully Mount Barker can actually sort of get a bit of an upset, even though they finished 4th and Blackwood finished 5th, which is very interesting considering that Blackwood had a better average score for the year. So hopefully Mount Barker can be good in defence today, and hopefully they can hold Blackwood's forward line up. And Blackwood had more inside 50s than Lobethal in that game we saw at Lobethal. So hopefully Blackwood can get a good score on the board today as well. And the finals records for these two sides, so Mount Barker have played 19 finals since 2010, and they've only won 6 of them. So that's not the best record for Mount Barker here today. And also Blackwood have played 16 finals since 2010, and won 7 out of those 16. So hopefully, it's a close game of football, considering that our Barker's winning margin against Blackwood is actually 52 points. So hopefully it's a closer game of football, boys. So thanks to you guys.
G'day, this is Tony Modra. G'day, this is Tony Modra, and there is always plenty of top marks with the coverage of Hills Community Football here on HFL Media.
Yeah, indeed, here on Hills Footy Media, we get all the big stars on here, Goldie, no doubt. And, well, we're very honoured to have a man who helped us out a couple of weeks ago, and he's on the sidelines again today, but he thought he'd drop in to see how the B team are performing. Wonderful to see a man who's probably pretty happy after yesterday's result. The great man and birthday boy, Mitchy Weeks. Thanks for joining us, Mitchy.
G'day, lads. Thanks for having me on.
Fantastic. How's the day been so far, mate? It's Father's Day, but it is your day.
Yeah, it's been good. Went out for a bite to eat down just in Loby there.
Oh, you took the great man Randall down?
No, we got dinner tonight, so it was just all strictly business. Took the missus out, or she took me out, and yeah, got a bite to eat, and now hopefully, came out to see hopefully better showing than this, but some inaccurate kicking hasn't helped us.
Now it's Father's Day, but it looks like you're doing a little bit of practice work for the future. Child minding here today with young Max, is it? Max Huckster.
I've got Maxie here with me. Max, you want to say hello? No?
He's gone a bit shy.
Yeah.
Fantastic. But just your thoughts, mate, on yesterday. Being a Tigers man, you must have been pretty impressed the way they answered the challenge. Onkers gave it to him, but the third quarter was really well. Brady Dorr got on top, and a good win in the end. Yeah,
it was great. Great win in the end. I think that was probably in the top 2 or 3 performances the boys have put together this year. So very pleasing on that aspect. Everyone sort of had a good game, played their role, and it works well when things click, which they did. As you mentioned, Brady was got on top there early in the second half, but overall team effort, mate. So very pleasing.
Now looking towards the future, because at least a minimum of 2 games left for the Tigers. Of course, next week's second semi against Harndorf, and then preliminary final, maybe a grandy, or maybe they go straight in. Injury-wise, because the squid was missing Alex Giorgio. As the Tigers, as we just watch here, they got another goal here, Mitchy, so they go to 3-7 to 6-5, so making a bit of a comeback here in this final term. But just getting back to injuries, the squid, I'd reckon he'd be another week, Giorgio, but Viney obviously gone for the year.
Yep, I think squid will be another week. Viney done for the year, unfortunately. From all reports, I think most boys got through relatively unscathed. Lockie Ellsworthy's out here at the moment, playing in the 2s.
That's a good sign.
So he'll likely come back into the team, and you got Zaney Grivell out there too, who's played a fair bit of A-grade.
Yeah, it was quite impressed, the game that we called the other week. It's a backup player, so a bit of depth around for the Tigers.
Yeah, it's good, mate. It's contrast to the last few years, so very happy with it.
Yeah, and the feeling after the game, the Tigers obviously were confident, had a good win, build the confidence, but they still know there's a big task ahead of them. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Harndorf next week is the benchmark, obviously. They've been the benchmark for the last few years, so it'll be great to measure up. Fortunately, we get them and they're not at home like they were earlier this year when they gave us a fair touch-up. So hopefully a few things can come into place. If they play as they did yesterday, mate, I'm confident we'll give a good showing. So.
Yeah, I think you're right, and even despite the some social media posting, I don't think the Tigers are as bad as they put up in that performance.
Yeah, I think that was credit to Harndorf. They were that good that day.
And actually, Goldie, we mentioned it after we did mention it last night and summering after the game. I don't know if Matty Fuller will be making any comments in the press this week, as he did last time. We'd seen the fire up the Magpies.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll leave that alone. I wasn't sure exactly what went on there, but there was a little bit of goings on back and forth, especially after that game. So it shapes up for a good story for this week, if anything. So
absolutely, and it's great to see. We've been blessed with the weather. Actually, we had probably one of your past cricket teammates, Scotty Off to Hide online, mate, just sent us a bit of a message.
Mufti's tuning in.
Yeah, so for Scott's benefit, it's 3-7 at the moment. The Tigers, Onka Valley, 6-5, so they're making a bit of a comeback here, but they need to get their skates on.
We've got some more comments here. Where are we up to?
Oh, what's this one? Love having Mitch on. Give him a full-time gig. Bill Weeks.
By Mitch, yeah. Oh, look at that. Will Schultz says go the Roos. Kurt Thompson, of course, premiership player, captain
Yes.
of Blackwood, Mitch, which we called. Remember that? 2017?
And Hills Footy Unplugged superstar.
He says currently on the couch recovering from surgery. He says up the woods.
Well, we wish him all the best, Kurt. Lovely man.
Scotty McDonald said, I need Jaden J. Hill on the microphone calling some of the games. Well, potentially... we might that happen, Jaden. And Brianna Barnett says up the Barkaroos. So we're getting some comments coming in on the Hills Football League Facebook page, and I'll get to the YouTube shortly.
Now with this weather here, Mitchie, because we know unfortunately most of your sporting pastime is tying up with the bat and the ball. So cricket conditions out there. What's the story with the Tigers after such a good year last year? Pre-season starting soon?
Yeah, starting next week, mate.
Wow.
This weather, yeah, we're starting a little bit late, but fortunately we've been starting early the last few years because we haven't made footy finals. A lot of our footballers are cricketers also, so we are sacrificing a little bit of pre-season for hopefully a deep final series for the boys. So fingers crossed.
Because we did see yesterday with the great man. Sammy Graber, no doubt he was fresh from just burning the course up there at Oakbank yesterday.
He actually has got some news, mate. He got down on one knee this
wow, here we are,
days
exclusive
ago.
here on HFL Media.
You heard it here first, yeah. So congratulations to Grim. He's newly engaged with his partner, Maddie. So.
And how long they've been together?
They've been together for nearly 10 years now, I think. So it's
well,
about
we don't
time.
want to rush it.
It's about time, yeah, that's it. You want to make sure.
Is there a hint there towards someone else in the room here, mate?
Yeah, no chance, mate. No chance.
Fantastic. All right, Mitchie, lovely to see you, mate. We always appreciate you popping in. Well, Tigers, your thoughts actually before you go? Thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, look, probably just as half a step off the mark, so unfortunately if they can mount a good comeback here, I think we're going to run out of time, but looking forward to the A's next week, lads.
But the Snake's done a pretty good job.
He's done a great job this year to take them from where they were, and it's the first time we've played finals in the twos for a while, so well done to Matty.
And quickly, we can't let you get away without a tip for the big one this afternoon.
I'm going to go the Blackwood by 2 goals, lads.
All right, mate. Well, thank you very much. We hope the child minding duties go pretty well. Enjoy the birthday, and we might see you around the tracks next week. I've bad Mount Barker Oval, I think it would be.
Yeah, Mount Barker it is. Yep. So looking forward to it, lads. Good on you.
All right.
Right, thanks, Mitch.
Thanks very much, there to Mitchie Weeks joining us here on Hills Footy Media.
Hi folks, it's Graham Corn speaking, and you're taking the best of Adelaide Hills community footy right here on HFL Media.
Back here in HFL Media, closing stages of the Reserves Hills Football League Elimination Final here. Onka Valley 6-6 leading the Lobethal Tigers 3-8, so it looks like Onka Valley will advance through to the first semi-final. Goldie, which will make it, in effect, a dog day afternoon next week with the seniors, both senior sides playing.
Yes, Daniel Luckenby on the YouTube feed. Pistols has said a happy Father's Day, team. So
good on you,
Lackers. Good stuff.
Good man, and actually we might be seeing Lackers during the week. Goldie, little birdie told me. Hills Footy Unplugged. We may well have the Nan coach in, and also the Arada coach Michael Tudor to discuss their seasons, and also we've found a cabbage mullet.
We found a cabbage mullet. Yeah.
So tune in for that later in the week. Hills Footy Unplugged. Tommy Jepp, I think, is the nomination for the mullets there. So he will be joining us. In the meantime, the doggies here have just added another goal. So there'll be 7-6, just waiting for the scoreboard. Unlike the last couple of venues, we've had the electronic scoreboard.
Pistols.
Yes, Benny.
Of course, Goat Park is, you love Goat Park, don't you? Let's be honest. Goat Park holds a special place in your heart, whether it's athletics or playing football. Flynn, our cameraman, just doing some panoramic work here. Beautifully done, isn't it, here, the panoramic shots of Goat Park. Can you just maybe do a bit of, not David Attenborough style, but just paint a picture of what we're seeing now at Goat Park as we got the... what do we got here?
The terrace, I reckon it's one of the best grounds to watch football from, the amphitheatre effect. The balcony, of course, is, infamous or famous, whichever way you want to. Lofty fans obviously firing up when the golden eras is bonkers close to goals here.
We've got Bay 13 too over
it's
there.
Bay 13, with the
during winter
with
usually
the
there's
tenders,
a fire.
just around from the barbecue and little bar they have there. Yeah, Bay 13, as it's well known. And, of course, the terrace seats.
Terracing. Looks like Lobethal players are sitting over there, the A-grade players anyway.
Yep, and I think some of those, I think there
well.
might be a few, Hahndorf players too. Some of those seats coming from the Adelaide Oval, I believe, in the time. So, yeah.
And we've got beautiful trees, of course, lined around
beautiful
the oval.
trees, and you've got the Heathfield Netball Club up above, and you've got the club rooms down here, which are, I believe are going to be part of a big redevelopment, because unisex football very important over here with the women's team and grades. So that will be a development, I believe. And, well, I don't know if you can pick it out, but the lovely, I think there's something like a 9-foot drop, Benny, from the top goals along with end goals.
Yeah, we're moving uphill now.
Yeah, moving uphill.
Flynn's panning up, so this is the uphill.
And it always used to be, well, having played so much football here, it always used to be a bit of a, I don't know, a psychological thing of sides working up the hill in the last quarter, thinking, oh, it's going to be hard work, it's tiring and everything. But, yeah, and the amount of times you've seen teams cough up leads, but you can work the ball just as well up the ground. And let's face it, it's a bouncing ball going through there. That's a great finish there for the Dogs, so they go further at 8-6 to 3-8. Just noticing yesterday, Blackwood Oval, similar sort of, they must have had the same contract as Goldie. But this oval built back in 1966.
Wow.
If you look above, as you talked about, the foliage and the trees and everything, that's how it used to be, a hill. So it was actually carved out the side of the hill, as you can tell by the cliffs around the joint. But, yeah, so obviously they compensated on the size of the oval with the level size.
So that's, we got the cliff sort of end?
Yeah.
What's sort of up there? That's sort of Scott
car
Creek?
parking, yeah, over the hill is a
Scott
road.
Creek?
Yeah, the road down to the College of Arts Education down there, Loftia Park, or Mark Oliphant Conservation Park is it now.
And we got Heathfield High School
and
next
Heathfield
door,
High
don't
School
we?
over the back, Heathfield High, home of the Brave, and some great players and people come out of there, that's for sure. So, yeah, quite picturesque, and it's, well, at its best here today, I'd say, Goldie, a magnificent...
And they've had to work hard, haven't they, to get this oval to, hosting good finals.
Yeah, well, about 2 years ago, well, anyone who's been here in the past would know you're lucky to find a blade of grass at times during the winter. Those people were pretty lucky to only come here once a year. A lot of people had to actually train here 2 nights a week and play. But yeah, a couple of years ago,
I remember us calling a game and the oval was entirely mud.
They carried out a pretty major drainage pattern towards the bottom end of the oval, and it just alleviated all the problem of the water sitting on. In the old days, used to kick with the tide towards the clubroom end, and that's been alleviated. And also the runoff that used to come from the terrace areas down to the side drains, also that's been changed. And I'd go to say it's probably one of the best surfaces in the hills. And people,
I'd agree.
People listening to this who know Goat Park from the past are saying, oh, you've been out in the sun already, Pistols. It is actually, it is a fantastic surface. Yeah, in fact, the grass might be a bit too long, and occasions it's the Tigers looking for a goal attempt there, trying to curl it around.
That's a goal.
I tell you, no, just wide. So added score there. They go to 3-9 to 8-6. So Uncle Valley will move on. So yeah, so the major improvements have been done here, and I think the Adelaide Hills Council, Benny, this has been declared a bit of a hub area, like in bushfires and communal meeting. So I think they want to make it a bit of a sporting hub. Also, they're updating, as I said, the netball courts up for the Heathfield Club, and also the Stirling Comets play here as well. The major redevelopment of the change rooms is going to come into void a couple later in the year, I believe. So, yeah, so it's all happening here at Heathfield. As you said, that's the place to be, certainly today in these magnificent conditions. So that's a bit of a running tour, because up inside you've got, the Heathfield Cricket Club. You've got the Idiot House, or whatever you call it, down below.
Got the netball courts,
and the netball courts. Yeah, it's all happening here. At Heathfield. So, and it's all happening here today. Elimination finals is hosting a final.
Maybe go through the starting lineups, Pistols, because I'm sure people might be interested if there's any changes for sides.
Well, I've looked at the Blackwood team from last week, which of course did defeat Mount Barker by 42 points in the end, Goldie. So today's effectively a back-to-back clash, except this one's more important. It's the final. And young Matt T comes in. He's the only change to their particular side. So Matt T. So we'll just run through River Mountain, Deep
River
Pipe.
Mountain High,
He's in. Jan Warbout, Jimmy Catford, Ryan Dykesman. It's good to see him back. He was back last game. Yeah, Troy Hocking, Evan Johnson, the boy from Surrey City in Gippsland. Joe Aish, of course, one of our favourites.
Leading goal kicker.
Yeah, captain, the playing coach Ryan Anderson. Daniel Benson, the caravan man, Reece Spawn, the picture show man, Nathan Dunn, Phil Hopton, Jack Baldacera, Matty T, who I mentioned, Scotty Bricknell, the reliable one, and it split up the partnership this year.
Kurt Thompson,
Kurt Thompson
he's
listening,
watching.
so he'll be
Kurt.
watching his partner in crime from West Adelaide days. Jimmy Hopton, Matt Tuck, Daniel Bennett, Liam McCarthy, Isaac McCormick, both sons of Guns from Blackwood, and one of our favourites, the hard-nosed Benny McCready. So that makes up the Woods lineup.
Yeah, Mount Barker lineup, coached by Andrew Bruce. Mark Thomas, the freshman, of course, he's co-captain. Tom Worthley, Billy Stokes, Crow's top-up player. Harley Montgomery, the Swan. Jack Lores, Kane Sugar Jeanette, Jamie Grouch, Damien Hines, leading goal kicker, was 16. Dale Payne from River Murray previously. Ryan Wiedenhofer, Samuel Callens, James Atkins, Ross Drillbit Brooks, the co-captain. Marshall Howe, Ethan Bell, vice-captain Henry Bruce, probably their most important player. Connor O'Riordan, William Bruce, Shannon Howie, Mason Baxter, who's rucking, and Simon Williams. So there you have it. And leading goal kickers for both sides, Aish. Okay. Aish has kicked 34, leading goal kicker in the comp.
The tugboat's coming.
Ben McCready's kicked 13, and for Mount Barker, Hines has kicked 16. So that's interesting. Pistols, the Woods seem to have more firepower in attack.
Yeah, well, actually, God, I worked out they've actually scored 200 points more. 200 points more than Mount Barker, and they've conceded 8 points less. So obviously well balanced in defence, but they have, as you said, just a big role of attacking options.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah, so it's about time. And look at he's like the cat in the fish shop. As we'll cross down to our man Shane Collins, who will give us a rundown of everything that's happening. So over to you for the first time in the afternoon, Shane Collins.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Hopefully you've got me loud and clear. It's a beautiful day here at Mount Lofty. What else would you expect in the heart of the candy here at Heathfield Oval? So fantastic day. Look, really exciting time of the year. We spoke about that yesterday. Finals footy. It's really good time of the year to be playing and involved in the game. So Mount Barker coming out onto the ground now. Really looking forward to today's game. We've seen Blackwood a few times this year, and their best is very good, but unfortunately, it's not overly common for them to produce it. So it'll be a real challenge for Ryan Anderson, their coach, to make sure that they can get their best out of them today. I'd expect they'd be really wanting the game to be in close and tight and tough. They've got some real hard in and under midfielders, and players like McCready, Spawn, Benson. They're really, really important to the strength of Blackwood's midfield. And obviously the big fella in ruck, he's done a wonderful job for Blackwood this year, and he'll need to carry on with that today. Then we go over to obviously Mount Barker. The great Henry the Bruce has carried the Roos a lot of this year, so we're looking forward to see how he goes. They're quite a big side. They recruited for needs this year, and your big Damien Hines has played up forward and kicked most of their goals this year. He'll need a big day today, so they'll need him to really stand up. Their captain, Mark Thomas, probably had a quieter year than a lot of people expected, so it'll be interesting to see how he goes. Thrives on finals football. Really looking forward to my boy, Billy Stokes. I haven't missed Billy this year. I haven't seen too much of Billy, so see how he's developing as a player. Very good two-sided player. So I think it'll be a big game today. I'm really looking forward to the midfield contest. For me, I just think Blackwood might have too much strength. Pressure will be on. Real big game from Phil Hopton at centre-half forward, and obviously Aish at full forward. Their firepower is very strong, but their midfield needs to get on top. If they can get it into Hopton and Aish, give Aish a bit of space, I think Blackwood's forwards just might be too good for them. But really looking forward to the game. There's not much breeze out here. There's a slight breeze sort of going to the left forward pocket at this end up here, but there's not a lot in it. Wouldn't be a goal in it, but beautiful day at Mount Lofty. But, they're about to come in for the toss of the coin now. See if we can get that, and I'll see if I can watch it today rather than yesterday, and I missed it completely. So see the captains for the two teams coming in. Mark Thomas from Mount Barker, and obviously Ryan Dykesman from Blackwood. Another important player for the Woods. So good win by the Yonka Valley Bulldogs in the twos. They got through. Lobethal got the spoils in the A's yesterday, but Onkers fought back in the B grade today. And a good win by Harndorf in the under-18s as well. So been a great day of football today. See Big Brooksy's taking the toss of the coin here. Coin in the air. And Blackwood won the toss, and they're going to kick to the change rooms end. So all set to go here for a big elimination final. I'll cross back to you boys.
Hi folks, it's Graham Corn speaking, and you're taking the best of Adelaide Hills community footy right here on HFL Media.
Hi, it's Chris Gowans here, SANFL Hall of Fame member, and you're listening to the Vibe of the Hills footy on HFL Media.
Hi, Ross Brooks from the Mount Barker Football Club, and you're with the Vibe of the Mortgage Choice Hills Football League here on HFL Media.
Hillsfooty.com, proudly brought to you by Mortgage Choice Adelaide Hills, in association with HFL Media.
Well, thank you to Colo, as we saw the toss of the coin, Goldie. So all in readiness here for the start of the elimination final. And
Hillsfooty.com, proudly brought to you by Mortgage Choice Adelaide Hills, in association with HFL Media.
Well, just jump in there, Dave Williams. Of course, you can hear him on Kennedy Malloy.
Yeah, we just got it all happening. Dan Cregan.
Dan, exalted company here.
Great local member. He's looking forward to a great game. Thanks, Dan. And looks like Jason Wren and Ryan Pistola getting involved. Pistol's just talking about how great Arkaba Oval looks today, I'm sure. I think they're agreeing with your painting the picture of
thank you very much, son. And also hello to Big Bluey Simons online down there in Tasmania. Of course, has run around this oval a few times in his day for Heathfield Allgate United and also Mount Lofty. So Big Blue, we hope everything's going well for you down there in sunny Tasmania.
Just a reminder, get involved, hillsfooty.com. We got the YouTube feed going, as long as the Facebook live feed, and we got some comments on here. Daniel Lackenby, as I said, he says Happy Father's Day team, and Wayne Thomas says Go the Woods, listening from Anguston. He's a proud uncle of the Hockings. Who play in the B grade. So good stuff there.
Troy Hocking, is it?
I think so.
Yeah, Troy Hocking's out there today, so in the senior game. So yeah. Anyway, it's all just about in readiness here. Elimination final, no tomorrow for the loser, that's for sure. The winner will go on and play Yonka Valley next week in the first semi-final. So the umpires, Mitchell Taylor, Britton Yates, and Andrew Lawler set up first leap there, who came down from Baxter. Scramble ball from the first clearance, which doesn't happen. Benson already in there. Strong tackle applied on Sam Callan. So once again, the
interesting already. Mount Barker's back line showing a bit of body strength down there, pushing a few players around. So Ross Brooks is on Aish, and Hopton's already in a wrestle there with Connor O'Riordan.
So experience there from Warbuck, got it down, taken by Basil Bruce, flicked the ball out. Anderson in high there on Montgomery.
He's done his shoulder.
Yeah, just keep an eye on that. Spong got the ball out, quick handball by Tuck. Bouncing ball, can it be gathered there by McCready? Finds himself a bit of space. So it was Anderson, the coach, hooks the ball back, avoids Baxter. Rouge working out of
just might have got one in the head, mate.
Yep. Closing hit. High kick there by McCormack, son of a gun, goes high and it goes longer. Pat sets itself, comes down there. Quick hands out there for the Woods. McCormack with a follow-up, bouncing ball, but it's wide and out of bounds. So first Sorte.
Big blow for Mount Barker. Harley Montgomery is going to the bench in the hand of the trainers. I think it might be more of a head knock than a shoulder at this stage, but we'll keep an eye on it.
Hopefully he's all right.
So boundary throw in. Baxter won that one down, ground level. And still inside the forward pocket area. Great conditions here as Montgomery makes his way from the ground. So early blow for the Ruse, Pistols and Colo. Perfect conditions. Big Baxter flying high in the ruck. Brings it to ground level. Ruse looking to counter-attack here. Wiedenhofer unloads a bit of a torp to centre wing. Bricknell involved with the spoil and brings it to ground level in under the pavilion area.
I'll tell you what, Goldie, you probably can't hear it, but they're through to Cairns here. I think I'm down at West Lakes. There's a few crows croaking in the background in the trees here.
Crows are up and about.
They are indeed as the ball comes down here. Showing a bit of pace here. I think it's Tuck. Drives long towards the top of the square.
Aish.
And just read the ball well. Plays on quickly. Curls it back. And
he's
yes, he
missed
curled
it.
it back too far there, boys. So, yeah, first score on the board. It's a minor one to Blackwood. And we've played just over 1 minute. They lead one behind. And Ace just out manoeuvring Ross Brooks there, but didn't pay the full penalty. So a minor score resulting. So Brooks to bring the ball back into scoreboard end of Arkaba Oval and Heathfield. Long kick out towards a packed terrace area. Ball to Sierra, got his hands to it. Good follow up there. Good taking by the big man in war, but got it back to Benson. Quick hands off to McCormack. He's taken down in a very good tackle. Managed to get the ball free. Oh, could have been toe poke forward there by Catford. Ball come got him. It's out by Anderson. He's in there. Thomas, the freshman, grabs. He goes down.
Yeah,
and
free kick.
too high decision I'd expect there. So Matty Thomas, the co-captain, and of course fresh breakfast man, takes the relieving free kick.
Yep. Oh, yep. No, that's all right. It's come off. Signs young Samuel Callens, one of the young guns in the comp. He's got a switch on. Jamie Grouch, we've got the player track on him today. And it's chopped off there by Spawn with the tats. And it's gone out of bounds just around from us in the broadcasting position.
Got the Channel 7 helicopter flying over, Gold.
No,
They're all taking it in.
Got it all happening here at Arkaba Oval. Perfect conditions. Elimination final. The winner goes on to play Onkaparinga Valley next Sunday. The loser, no tomorrow. Phil Hopton with the zinc on the nose. Tuck under pressure. Henry Bruce goes to Thomas. Kicks it towards centre wing on the broadcasting side of the ground. But that's a mark there. Pistols for the wood.
Yep, Baldacera quickly
Yeah,
plays out
on,
wide. He's got
on.
McCormack.
It's a free
That's a
Mate's
hold.
come back.
Ruse.
Yeah.
And Jack Loris.
Jack Loris was held on.
2012 Premiership player, Jack Loris. Good to see him back in the A grade this year.
Also a beer pong champion of the past, I believe. Shoots the ball up high, and it's the big man.
Hines.
The big man from Riverton, Saddleworth, Maribel United takes the mark. 16 goals from the... put that on the front of the Guernsey. Got the alphabet there, Colo. So Damien Hines, 16 goals for the season.
What about the only bloke who'd have a shirt big enough to write the name on it?
So, deliberate shot here. So, kick from about 45 metres straight in front of the Longwood end goals. Will he get the
Kicking uphill.
distance? I tell you what, he laid back beautifully.
Oh,
that
love
was a magnificent kick, Goldie and Colo. So, first goal on the board through the agency of Big Hines.
Yeah, it was an interesting free kick. It was probably there. Blackwood were 2-on-1, but Jack Loris was held onto, so he reversed the Blackwood mark into a free kick. Great forward pass. Really liked the way Hines moved up the middle of the ground there and opened up the goal front, and that was a fantastic shot at goal, wasn't it? So,
Hines showing plenty of variety there.
yeah, exactly right. Well done, boom, boom. And probably makes Aish's shot at goal even a little bit more disappointing.
So back in the middle, it'll be Jan Warbett versus Baxter in ruck. So important early goal to the Roos. Baxter went up high. Coming through was McCready on his left boot. Thomas got a few touches early. Kicks towards the half-forward line. One-on-one contest. Lores set up the last goal and wraps up Rivermore, number 5 there for the Woods.
You just got anyone in Mount Lofty who can do the scoreboard of your Pistols? What's going on?
We're going to have to do it ourselves here.
Come on,
We
mate.
might have to do it ourselves. I don't know, Colo. I don't know.
You're the mayor of Mount Lofty.
The electronic scoreboard's not working. It looks like it's Bruce over there, as in the doormat William variety. He's locked up in a tackle right in front of Bay 13. Looks like they got the barman all right, though, Colo. Got to get the important things done. So, big Warbett against Baxter. Warbett wins it down and takes the ball. His kick is smothered. Goes out here, I think it was Lyons getting a quick, Callens gets a quick kick away, but taken there by Baldacera. Gets there the run of Evan Johnson, the boy from Sale City. Goes long towards the forward lines. Dykesman just, outmanoeuvred Wiedenhofer there, I think it is.
Yeah, far too easy. Well done by Dykesman. Perfect position. Good transition there. Blackwood were off and running straight away. They didn't want to mess around. They want to get the ball in forward as quick as they possibly can, and this is the reason why.
Of course, the captain, boys, and also a member of the West Adelaide under-18 team of the decade, boys.
That's handy. It's not bad.
That'd be good to have on your CV, Colin.
Oh, absolutely.
You're the Toyota talent, boy.
Yeah, well, exactly.
Dykesman goes for goal.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pulled up short.
We're going to replace your divots.
Roscoe Brooks. So Ross Brooks brings the ball back in for the Roos.
Sandwiched that one.
Finds William Doormat Bruce. Short pass. Could be cut off here for the Woods. Anderson cut it off. Here's a chance for McCready. He's usually dangerous on his preferred left. And he's nailed it. So a inefficient kick out there for the Roos results in a goal for the Woods.
Oh, I just think William Bruce might want to hide from Dad for a little bit. That was a really poor kick back inside. And then he's missed the tackle and McCready's run around.
There'll be no tea for him tonight.
Yeah, no, he'll be out the back with the dog having toast, I reckon. But look, that was unfortunate. But well done by Blackwood. Good forward line pressure. It looks like their forward line's on show. They've just had 2 really poor shots on goal. But aside from that, they're doing well at the start of the game.
Hillsfooty.com, powered by HFL Media and Lofty, radio with altitude.
So back in the centre of the ground, the umpire will recommence proceedings. So it's Blackwood 1-1 leading Mount Barker 1 goal. Ball tacked forward by Benson, intercepted by the G-banger. Grouch goes long towards half forward flank, plenty of space out there. Laura's got support there from a teammate in Bell, close to the boundary. Also coming in there and get a relieving free kick will be Bricknell. So Scotty Bricknell quickly gets the ball across the Boulder series. Had a few touches already. Goldie in the opening 5 minutes of this game. Gets it out here. He's got another target out wide and finds a teammate out there in Bennett's.
Yep, sweeping handball. Benson, I think we've got a player tracker on him today. Kicks it up the centre wing. Caught off there for Mount Barker by O'Royden. So Mount Barker looking to respond to that last goal. Callens takes the mark. Number 14 for the Roos. In the middle of the grounds, Big Hines. As we said, he's the leading goal kicker this year for Mount Barker with 17 goals now. So he's usually the target. Kick inside 50. Blackwood have got players back there, and that's a chop-out mark.
Can't say we don't have influence here on Hills Footy Unplugged. Colo, the scoreboard is operational now.
Finally. Well done, Jeffrey.
So McCready with the ball, cuts it across out here. Finds Evan Johnson. The Gippsland boy puts it up, but getting back and taking a mark is Wiedenhoff right in front of the
really
Dreammaker
good pressure from
here.
Hines there as a forward.
So, Wiedenhofer, pinpoint to Basil Bruce. Henry de Bruce takes a good tumbling mark in opposition to McCormick. So just inside the centre square, undecided what he's going to do. Looks like he'll go back and go long as he does. Drop punt towards the top of the forward line area. Ball comes to ground. Payne in there, ground level for the Roos.
Just early signs, Jeffrey. I'm really impressed with Blackwood behind the ball. They're getting their numbers back quickly and they're setting up and not giving Mount Barker an even chance.
Hillsfooty.com is where you got the YouTube feed. We're also on the Facebook Live on the Hills Football League Facebook page, so get involved in the comments. Meantime, the Woods look to counter-attack down the broadcast wing. Jamie Grouch in the back of the queue here. Dykesman will close in. Oh, great work by Grouch. He'll get on that left hand ball. Goes to Wiedenhofer. Tried to use a bit of a poise up the line to William the doormat Bruce, but it's gone out of bounds just in front of us in the broadcasting position. We have gone, how many minutes? Pistols in the opening quarter. 9 minutes opening quarter action. It's Blackwood 1 goal 1. McCready with the goal there, and Hines with the goal from Mount Barker there, 1 goal.
So Warburton backs to do battle. Ball fed out here. Going long as Johnson, the Gippsland boy. Puts it down under, using his body better on this occasion is Roster Drillbook Brooks. Quickly gets it out here. He's got a running player out here.
Sugar Jeanette.
In Sugar Jeanette, wearing number 37 today. Bouncing ball. Payne grabs it the second attempt. Flees out a handball here to the run of a teammate. It was Payne. Finally gets it to Thomas. Quick ball towards a half-forward flank. Bouncing ball. First to get there looks like it'll be Jimmy Hopton. Grabs the ball. He's got plenty of support there. Handballs along the line to a teammate. Comes out here around the corner. Dykesman setting himself at the front of the pack. I crumbed it, then shanked it forward, follows it up well. On the run, goes bang, and finds Ace, and this time guarded by...
Okay, here we go.
I don't think he'll play on the outside. He does, handballs over the top.
Goodness me, he's making it hard for himself.
What's happened here?
I think it's a goal.
I think it's goal. Was McCarthy over the line when he kicked it?
No.
So
Don't you want to have a shot?
No.
Well, the handball was on, but he thought of 500 ways on why he shouldn't handball it, because as a good full forward, you want to kick the goal yourself, and then he conceded. He had to finally give it, and by the time he did, Brooks was good enough to get his fingers on it. But that was a good goal for Blackwood, one they certainly needed.
A couple of comments coming in here on the feed. Leonie Wilmhurst,
yep.
sorry. She says, go the Woods. She says he can't be there because she's watching a match at Blackwood at 3 o'clock. And Benjamin Cracknell says, is that the Tomo from Fresh FM in the middle?
It's the
Absolutely,
Fresh.
boys. It's the Fresh man.
Fresh FM breakfast. Tomo is in the middle.
Tomo and Loz.
Anyway.
What a champion he is.
That's right. So umpire Zersh sets it up. It's Baxter and Wall, but two basketball background. Ball comes out here, taken by a Chuck. Clearing kick down here.
Oh,
that's
that
a good tumbling, mate.
Mark.
Taken there by Wiedenhofer, the pass Junior. A great grab there. So sets the ball at the Woods of wing area. Oh, the back is Baldessira. Got the chest to it. Johnson gives it back to Baldessira. Quick high kick towards half forward.
Wiedenhofer. Oh.
Wiedenhofer once again brings the ball to ground. Taken there was McCarthy, was it? Sorry, Hocking.
Grouch with the tackle.
So ball up. Baxter went early, got the tap down. Followed up there at ground level by Benson. Shoots out the back door. Fumble there.
McCarthy.
For McCarthy. Goes back underneath. Also in there is Baxter, the ruckman, doing the ground level work. And the umpire will come in and ball it up.
So, about 70 metres out from The Blackwood goal. What's he going to call here? Going Phil Hopton's way.
Hopton fringed off the ball.
Okay, Phil Hopton. He'll kick the ball inside 50 for the Woods. Aish is probably lurking around somewhere, or he came flying over the top. Good to see Harley Montgomery back on the ground, so must have been just a head knock, as Colo said. Chain of handballs for the Woods. William the doormat. Oh, under pressure, Mount Barker. Blackwood applying pressure here. Simon Williams is wrapped up in a tackle, so just in front of us here in the broadcasting position. 12 minutes gone in the elimination final. Hills Football League from Arkaba Oval in Heathfield, and it's Blackwood 2 goals, 1. Mount Barker 1 goal.
Williams shrugs it through. Ball deflects. He's taken by Payne. He tries over the handball and finally gets 2-3. Finally gets away. Up here, Bennett goes to ground with the ball. Fed out here to Hines. Sweeps out a handball out here to Bruce. Henry Bruce across. And has found a teammate.
Sugar Jeanette.
Sugar Jeanette.
Best on ground, the 2012 grand
He'll handball
final.
to Grouts, who'll go bang, Timmy Jenkins style. Ball sit in the top of the square. Hines got his hands to it, and it's forced over.
Big fella did the hard work and forgot to catch it.
So
good bodying out.
2-1 plays 1-1, and 12 and a half minutes gone here, opening term elimination final. Father's Day Sunday special coming to you on hillsfooty.com. Trust you enjoyed it. A good strong grab taken by Phil Hopkins. That's what we want to see by the former West Adelaide boy today. Goes long towards the top of the square. Ace territory, sets himself. Well done by Wheaton, off in front, but the umpire has called a block.
What's he doing?
I think he's called a
free
block.
kick to Aish.
And perhaps the offending player there was Marshall Howe.
You like to see that, Big Phil, presenting well?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We've been screaming for that from them, and he's a big, powerful man, and needs to be taking those big marks. And he dragged the Mount Barker defence up, and then, of course, Aish spat out the back beautifully, and he's just too smart, and he drew a very worthy free kick then.
So 34 goals for the year, the leading goal kicker. It's a crossing cross from Achunga this year to play in the red and green. So Joel Aish.
Probably kicked more than Achunga did this year, didn't he?
He might have. Yeah, his former club. So Aish. Deliberate approach.
Loves it.
Entering kicking action. Very efficient. And, well, efficiency brings success as he has. He's put the third one on the board for the Blackwood Football Club. They got a 3-1. Mount Barker are 1-1 here, Golding. We've played, say, 13.5 minutes here on hillsfooty.com.
This is Simon Noonan from the Mount Barker Football Club, and you're listening to HFL Media.
All right, so back in the middle. That freshman Thomas is in the middle here, number 2 for Mount Barker. So Simon Williams will go against Jan Warbert in ruck. Woods have kicked the last 3 goals. McCready, McCarthy and Aish. So here's a chance for Billy Stokes with the blonde tiz. Kick inside 50 for Mount Barker, 1-on-1 Hines. Put up the 1 mitt, went crumbed his own work. That was nice work from the big man. Set sail for goal from Callens. That's sensational work. So the quick reply come for the Barkaroos, and Andrew Bruce would be happy with that one, Colo.
Yeah, absolutely. Good centre clearance work. Good centre clearance work there. Billy Stokes get on the end of that. And well done by the big, powerful forward there. Damien Hines getting in the right positions and held his ground, got the ball out, and a great finish.
So, as we said, a quick counter from the Barkaroos, 2-1, Blackwood 3-1, and coming up to 15 minutes through the first quarter. Game being played at a pretty good tempo, as you expect, as we said. No tomorrow for the loser. The winner will advance to play Onka Valley in the first semi-final next Sunday. So, all in readiness now. Ball set up. Looks like Williams having go on ruck, wins the tap down to Thomas in the cricket pitch area.
I've liked already Williams coming into the ruck. A couple of real solid contests there.
Yep. Yeah, just a bit more body size than Baxter against Warbert. Warbert wins this one over the top. Payne in there, also taken away by Tuck. Hamill comes out to Spawn and nurses a little kick up the line, finds the coach in Anderson. So Ryan Anderson, second year as playing coach.
Yep.
So Anderson, high kick towards half forward. Behind the back of the pack is McCormack. Ball comes to down. Lurking is Spawn, also Hocking there. But the ball beats them all over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in just inside the forward 50 arc on the scoreboard. Flake here at Mount Lofty. Scoreboard reading 3-1 Blackwood. Mount Barker 2-1. 15.5 minutes gone.
So, boundary throw and inside attacking 50 for the Woods. Grouch is wrapped up in the tackle. So goal kickers for Blackwood so far. Aish, McCready, McCarthy, Hugh, Hines and Callens, the last goal kicker for Mount Barker. Looks like a blood rule. Maybe Wiedenhofer
copped a low blow, I think.
Oh, right, it's just letting him have some time here to regain his composure. Meantime, ball up, out towards the boundary line, and Blackwood, 3 goals, 1. Mount Barker 2-1. And
we were saying, Shane, just before you joined us, Blackwood have actually scored 201 points more for the season than Mounts.
Yeah.
So they've got a bigger ascendancy and option for goal scoring.
Yeah, exactly. We said that with Aish and Hopton, didn't we? There's 2 big targets, and they've got some really good smalls around the place. McCready's kicked a lot of goals this year as well.
Yep.
So they do throw a few different options at you.
last 2 sides to come from elimination final to win a premiership. 2014 at Chunga, 2015 were Harndorf. So Billy Stokes clears the ball out of the defensive 50 for the Roos, out towards the boundary line. Good work from Callens. Goes to Grouch, arches the back nicely. Little kick up the line, but it's cut off by the big man, Jan Warburg, who's keen to move it on quickly. I think it's Baldacera as it pistols. Kick towards centre half forward. Oh, lovely chest mark there from William the doormat. Bruce.
So Bruce virtually in a true centre half back position here. Arkaba Oval chooses to go sideways. Picks out a teammate out here in Shannon Howie. Howie moves the ball forward. Big Hines and Leach controls the ball. Tap forward. Quick kick away there by Jimmy Hopton towards Phil. Hopton got his hands to it. Good spoil there from Mount Barker for Connor O'Riordan. Here's a chance for Blackwood. Goes through the agency of Dykesman. Bouncing ball. H leaving it and then grabs it.
Oh,
and,
that'll do, mate.
I think he was trying to be a bit unselfish, but the bounce was coming back, so he just grabbed the ball and kicked his second successive goal for the Blackwood Football Club. So they moved to 5-1 to 2-1.
Poor old Rossi Brooks, you can't run too far on your knees. He was trying to get to that ball. He tripped over his own shoelace, I think. And unfortunately, the big fella just couldn't get the ball to bounce his way. So a good goal for Aish in the end there.
Hi, this is 4 times Hills Football League male medalist Brenton Smith, and you're part of the vibe of Adelaide Hills community football here on HFL Media.
Brenton Smith, what a legend he was back in the days for Macclesfield and then Strathalbyn. Back in the centre, Williams went early. Tap comes down, fed out again here. Comes to McCormick, goes long towards the top of the square, brought to ground level there.
Hopton.
Lurking out the back was the Mount Barker defence. Finally a quick kick away up towards the vacant half-back flank area. Coming to meet to be Tucky Gavins. He's got support there from McCready if he needs him. Then caresses a little one up the line and finds Hopton, who presented well there, Goldie.
Yep. Interesting period here in the match. The Woods just seem to be getting the slight upper hand as we head towards the 19-minute mark. 4 goals, 1. Mount Barker, 2 goals, 1. Goal kickers McCready, McCarthy, Aish. Kicked the last 2 for Blackwood, and Hines and Callens, goal kickers for Mount Barker. So here's Phil Hopton's kicked 7 goals for the season.
Just look away now when you're looking at the ball drop. Look away now.
So big Phil kicks for goal.
Great
Follow.
kick.
He must have.
I'll tell you what, you wouldn't be unhappy to have him in the academy, Shane
Oh,
Collins.
no, look, not the greatest ball drop you've ever seen, but gets the job done for the big fella, so well done to him. He started the game really well. Powerful marking and good shot on goal. So well done to Blackwood. They've kicked away here. They've been the dominant side here in the first quarter. They look far more energetic. The movement of the ball's a lot faster than Mount Barker and really consolidating now on the scoreboard. So it's up to the Roos now to try and get back into the contest.
Interesting, last week, because they played each other, it was 4-2 to 3-2 in favour of Blackwood at quarter time, but they've actually opened up a 3-goal gap at the moment. Goldie 5-1 plays 2-1, so back in the centre. Ball up, Baxter back in ruck, won the tap down. Taken away by a ground level, almost by Chucky's fighting as he's held in by Callens. And in the end, the umpire will come in and ball it up once again. Umpire Zerst, I think with the sun zinc cream on, as you said, Goldie, quite warm here this afternoon. Even Shane Collins has moved into the shade. Taken away by Thomas, gets a quick left footer towards half forward, trying to find Stokes. And the mark taken there by Jimmy Hopkin.
Yep.
For Blackwood.
Hopton takes the mark, as Pistol said. He'll kick out here to the broadcasting win. And a nice chest mark there by Isaac McCormack, son of Simon McCormack.
Absolutely.
So Isaac McCormack kicks a bit of a floater in the middle of the ground. Fisted by Henry Bruce. Nicely the bell. Back to Bruce. Callens back to Bruce. Henry Bruce stops, props, kick in towards the centre half forward area. Jamie Grouch, good defensive spoil by Bricknell. Surround the half forward line now for the Roos. Coming through was Lores. And looks like it'll be held up left half forward. No, it won't. Manages to pop out. Benson gets the handball out. Nice work from the Woods defence. Chain of hands ball. Baldacera goes backwards to Bricknell. usually a good user of the ball. Kick into the middle of the ground. Montgomery, good chop out. Oh, fend off there. Kick inside 50 for the Woods. One-on-one contest. It'll be Aish versus Brooks. Aish, what will he do here? He'll kick a goal. That's what he'll do.
I tell you what, well done to Bricknell, the cool head there, and hot in the kitchen, and young Matty T running through the centre in his first season, and just got the ace and bang.
Yeah, good work through the middle again. But what Mount Barker are doing, they're playing a +1, so they're only playing 5 in their forward line. They cannot go forward with rushed kicks, and they've done it twice now in a row. And players like Bricknell, they're just going to eat that up. If you're not one-on-one in your forward half, you've got to be real careful about your ball movement forward. And unfortunately, Mount Barker just keep bombing it in. And the +1, which is Bricknell, and we can see him now standing on his own, he will just cut them off all day.
So back in the centre, Baxter went high, Warburton got the tap down. Cricket pitch area. Benson once again, and looks like he's drawn a free kick for a too-high challenge. So Daniel Benson, hard nose as always in the opening term here.
Michael Fife is watching Pistols.
Good on you, Mike.
He's #1 ticket holder.
He is. Ball bounce. Here's Aish Loomy again. Oh, somehow he gets there. He tries to get the ball to Dykesman. Mount Barker defence.
Oh, Crouch is gone.
Good tackle.
Game tackle. Choose your player who's going to kick for this one.
I think
that was
might
great
be
work.
Dykesman.
Yep.
The team of the decade boy. And, of course, the skipper. So, Ryan Dykesman, first season, the skipper, Goldie, of course.
Gee, they've started well.
So, Dykesman was 6 goals for the season so far, yet to obviously get a goal in this game. So, he'll shoot from, say, 45 metres.
45 degree angle.
Similar angle, yes, at the scoreboard end of the ground, which is now working. Michael Pfeiffer. So, 6-1, Blackwood 2-1. So, Dykesman, we're right behind him, Flynn, the cameraman. And I think
Good
that's
kick.
converted very nicely there. So Blackwood to be pretty happy here. Shane Collins, if you put your coach's hat on. 7-goal opening turn. They lead 7-1 to 2-1.
Yeah, 7 goals in the first quarter of elimination final. You tick that box if you come through the gate, and we're offered that every day. So well done to them. Their pressure's great. As I said, their structure and their setup, not only around stoppages but behind the ball, is far superior for Mount Barker at the moment. And and they're getting their hands on the pill. So well done to the Woods.
I'll tell you what, hopefully Mount Barker haven't got a case of social distancing, because the Woods are being allowed to run pretty well unmanned at a few stages of this game already. So back in the centre, Baxter, the leaper high, but Warburton once again gets the tap. Bouncing ball, here's Benson again, feeds out a handball to McCarthy, sells a bit of candy, gets on the left foot, puts it forward. Tended mark taken by Chuck, he goes bang around the corner towards the top of the square. Once again, the umpire's whistle is gone, but this time holding on will go to Ross Brooks, I think he's against Aish. So Brooks puts the ball across. I tell you, that's a bit wayward. Did Wheaton Hoffer control it?
No, she's out of bounds.
Just, must have touched it on the way over the line. So, dangerous territory once again, throwing in the forward pocket area. So, Ruck's gather. Looks like Hopton will do the ruck work against Baxter over the top of both of them. Taken here by McCready. Feeds the ball out, but stolen by the Swan, and Montgomery nurses it up the line and finds Bell. So, Bell moves it on quickly. Good mark taken there by Wortley on the run, just up from the coach's box in front of the balcony here. Perhaps not as raucous as when the red and white boys are playing.
Get out in the
ball out in the full. I'm sure the offending player would have got the message from the local crowd if they've been playing. So kick across the ground here, finds Brecknell. The general in defence takes it, nurses it out here, and we'll find Isaac McCormick, who's got a paddock in front of the Dreammaker commentary booth, draws the opponent and goes long. Aish coming out, but getting in front was Baxter, and he was infringed by Aish from behind. So Mason Baxter to take the resulting free kick, Goldie.
Yep. 25-minute mark, so can't be much longer left. 5 goals the margin. The Woods out of the blocks nicely here in the elimination final. Of course, the winner plays Onka Valley next Sunday in the semi-final, while Loberthal will play Hahndorf in the second semi on Saturday. We'll have both those games covered. Wiedenhofer kicks towards the broadcasting wing. Over to a couple of players. Here's that man, Bricknell, mopping up the defence. Handball into the middle of the ground. T, kick inside 50. Pack forms. Anderson, McCready, the meat and the sandwich, does that nicely. Wrapped up in the tackle by Grouch. And the ball's held inside 50 for Blackwood. And we'll get the stats at quarter time from the lads, especially inside 50s.
So ruck duel, one down by Hopton. Henry Bruce clearing kick towards the centre of the ground, seemed to be infringed there. Play on, said the umpire. I think it's taken there by Bennett, so I think it is immediately pole driven into the ground. Ball held up in the cricket pitch area. Quarter time score, boys. Elimination final out in country division territory out at Birdwood today. I think it's Kersbrook 5-2 leading your boys Kangarilla 4-2, Goldie. So
game on
close
there.
game there. Game on. Bouncing ball taken by Wortley. here at Arkaba for the Roos, but he's held up in a tackle.
So inside 50 for Mount Barker. Would love one here as we tick towards quarter time. They've been kicking up the hill. Big Hines, fisted out. Taken by Baldezera, kick in the middle of the ground. Harley Montgomery. McCormack, I think it was, yep.
Fantastic.
Kick inside 50 by Montgomery, and he's found a player here. So Marshall Howe will go back 55 metres out from goal for Mount Barker. And what's he going to do? Might kick it to a dangerous position. He does. Blackwood defence have held up nicely this quarter, and they do once again. Pistols here.
So the Woods deep in the back pocket area. Out there, that was Nathan Dunn. Got across to a teammate there. In the distance. So good crowd in the house here.
Yep.
As the Woods bring it back across the line and finds Jimmy Hopton, who's will take the kick from the goal line. Actually, they've gone backwards.
It looks like we've got the picnic happening here. Pistols,
yeah, it's all happening here. Nurses the ball up the line, and in the meantime, looks like there was infringement over the mark.
There we go, quarter time.
As the siren has gone, so that's all she cried in the first quarter. Entertaining first term if you're a Blackwood supporter. They lead 7-1. Pretty accurate kicking there. To 2-1 as their man Shane Collins dispatches himself to the centre to get what's happening. But as we said, 7-1 to 2-1. Goldie in just a dominant term. And
we might go down to Jaden and Indy for some quarter time stats, lads, on a perfect day here at Arkaba Oval in Heathfield.
Cheers, thanks Goldie. So yeah, 44 kicks and 32 handballs there from Mount Barker. They did get their stoppage work going in the handball game, going along in that first quarter at the start, but unfortunately Blackwood were just too good around stoppages, and they actually won the last 4 centre clearances. So unfortunately for Mount Barker, they just couldn't get their sort of handball game going right throughout that first quarter. So yeah, 11 inside 50s and 18 marks and 23 tackles. They did get some tackles late, sort of get that tackle count up. At the start, their pressure was not good enough, unfortunately. Indy, what's your take on Blackwood stats, mate?
Well, as you said, they got the last 4 centre clearances of that term and 5 overall. So clearly, as soon as red time began, they were on their way, Blackwood, and they were really good with their repeat inside 50s yet again. 16 for the quarter to be exact compared to Mount Barker's 12. But what's a little bit more notable in this case scenario is Blackwood's tackling pressure. It's been a little bit underwhelming in the games we've seen from them this year, but their pressure around the contest has been really good. What I've liked a lot more, though, is their composure going forward. It's been very attractive to see, and they're definitely playing like a nice, clean and aggressive football club at the moment. So I look forward to seeing more of that. And of the 18 marks they took, only 3 of them were contested, so maybe Mount Barker might need to put just a little bit more pressure on the packs. And of course McCready with 6 disposals in that quarter was really good for Blackwood.
And also about first quarters, that's the 6th straight first quarter that Blackwood has won this season, and also it's the highest first quarter score that they have scored with 43, and also the second highest for the competition, with Lobethal having that record of 49 against Onkers in round 1. And it's the second lowest score for Mount Barker in the first quarter this year with 13. So hopefully Mount Barker can improve in the second quarter. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much to Jordan and Indy down there on the boundary. All the stats that matter from the first term. And as we said, a pretty good opening turn. If you're a Blackwood supporter watching us online, trust you're enjoying the coverage on hillsfooty.com as your team leads 7-1. As we said, Mount Barker, a bit of work to do. 2-goal-1, so a 30-point margin their first break in favour of the Woodsmen. And just repeating the scores earlier, in the reserves curtain race, Onka Valley 8-6 defeated Lobethal 4-8. And the country division knockout semi-final this afternoon out at Birdwood Oval. It's Kersbrook 5-2 leading Kangaroo 4-2 in a close game out there to see who advances in that competition's chase. Of course, a good win yesterday to Birdwood, who are hosting the game this afternoon. So both coaches, I should say Andrew Bruce would be a little bit unhappy with his team's performance, but funny game, football, and we'll wait and see if they can catch up here on HFL Media.
Hi, this is Daria Gavrilova, and when I'm not on court, I enjoy a surf of community sport here on HFL Media.
G'day, this is dual Hills League male medalist Matt Cooper, and you're catching the vibe of community football here on HFL Media.
Hi, this is Daniel Lackenby from the Nambrema Footy Club, and you're listening to the Hills Football League here on HFL Media.
Hi, this is umpire Pete Humphreys, and the best decision you can make is to listen to HFL Media.
Indeed, it is the best decision you can make to keep up to date with what's happening in the Hills Football League, and a special Father's Day elimination final coverage. And we'll go down to, well, probably the most popular father in Woodside, our man Shane Collins. Down to you, Collo.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jeffrey. Beautiful day out here, nice in the sun. Actually need a hat, mate. The nose is getting a bit burnt. But, yeah, quite interesting. We spoke about it during that quarter regarding Mount Barker's forward line setup. Andrew Bruce just spent a lot of time with their forwards then about the +1 and saying that they can't let Bricknell stand on his own. So I think they're still going to go with it, which is quite surprising. Basically, they're pushing an extra player up to the midfield stoppage. But, you know, I would certainly think that getting a 6-man forward line might be a bit more of a positive response for them. But he was quite measured, very balanced, very professional in the way he spoke. We wouldn't expect anything less. Over to Blackwood, they were very, very positive. A lot of positive reinforcement. Great start. They're really happy about their energy. They spoke a lot about making sure they keep the enthusiasm up, keep the energy up, and they've got to work really hard getting up the hill. Just a little interesting one. I don't know if you picked it up on camera. Blackwood just decided at the quarter-time break they'd sneak right over in the shade and looked after himself. So Mount Barker were out in the sun, but Blackwood snuck right over in the shade. So interesting to see what happens in the second quarter.
I tell you, that's almost Hawthorn style back in the days when they went in the shade. They planted a Gabba one day, Goldie, in the shade of the veranda. They got bagged. But anyway, we're underway. Second term.
Yep. And just a reminder, hillsfooty.com, we've got the YouTube feed. We've got the Hills Football League Facebook feed as well. A few comments coming in, which I'll get to very, very shortly. So the Woods have already gone forward. The playing coach, Ryan Anderson, has kicked a point. Gee whiz, that was a flying shot and a flying start for the Woods Pistols to start the second term.
Certainly is.
Colo takes his seat. Blackwood almost kicked the goal.
He's going for the sunscreen, I think. Very difficult person to work with, Shane. It's either hot,
Nothing
cold.
changes at Mount Lofty Oval. I got abused from the top shelf again up there. It's unreal.
From the
this place.
balcony. Is that right? Well, see, they have long memories here, Shane. Meanwhile, trying to take the ball away was Bell, but the ball comes back. It's going to be a teammate with the free kick there. So, little pass out here towards Payne. No, the line. That was actually Shannon Howie with that previous free kick. So early stages, term 2. Bit of work to do for the Barkaroo boys. They trail 7-2 to 2-1. Trust you're enjoying our worldwide stream here at the Hills Football League Division 1 elimination final. Ball pinging around there, taken by the big man Baxter, the young ruckman, locked up by another young, impressive young man in McCormack. So the umpire will come in and board up just from...
Good to see Mount Barker 6-on-6 in the forward half. Thomas has got Bricknell now, so good match up by Coach Bruce.
So Warbett takes the ball, handballs intercepted though for Mount Barker. High kick up here towards Bell. Also involved there was Moore. Coming in there is Johnson. The ball from Sale City. Laser pays the tackle on Payne. I think it is Mount Barker punt. Umpire on the spot, so a ball.
And that's all it does, Jeffrey. It gives you a chance to actually regroup in your forward half rather than your backline battling. Because they're one-on-one, they get a stoppage now in their forward 50 and they need to make the most of this.
So Baxter. Warbett gets the ball down, taken away here by the Fryer, and Tuck goes out wide towards the club room, flanked the Maslin into the change wing. Good mark taken there by the coach, and Anderson quickly feeds it to Tuck, who's followed up, goes short out wide, looking for the run there out there of Jimmy to Catford. Oh, Catford sells a bit of candy close to the boundary line, but looks around anguish at the boundary. Umpire would blind the whistle to say you're over, Jimmy. Of course, travelled overseas last year, and also a pretty good musician, Goldie, to Catford.
Absolutely. Premiership player, I think, 2017 Pistols.
Yep.
3 minutes gone, second quarter action here from Arkaba Oval in Heathfield. And the Woods, 7 goals, 2. Mount Barker, 2 goals, 1. Goal kickers in the first term for Blackwood. McCready, McCarthy, Aish kick 3. Hopton kick 1. And for Mount Barker, Hines and Callens. So, meantime, ball is going to come back here. Wiedenhofer's just going to dribble the ball back to, I think, Baxter.
Yeah,
Mount Barker on the half-back flank. So he'll look to either probably kick up the line here.
Just Hopton making life hard for the Swan Montgomery out here in front of us. Goldie as Baxter chips it up the line, and mark taken there by Henry Basil Bruce, who wastes no time. He comes back here. He's got a teammate out there in danger, and James Atkins. Danger grabs the ball. Under pressure, He's got his kick out towards the Dreammaker. It's a chance for Shane Collins to get a possession as the ball taken by Montgomery. Well tackled there. But he got the ball away to Wiedenhofer, who nurses it up to Big Hines. So Hines just on half-foot flank area. Sets the ball up in the corridor. Big leap there from the Blackwood defence. Hopton involved. Ball bounces down. Bell, I think it is, going down with his head over the ball, but held up. So dangerous position here, Shane Collins. A chance for Mount Barker to get their first score of the quarter.
Yeah, they certainly need it.
Ball up, inside 50. Bennett's uncontested. Brings it down to ground level to Tuck. Coming through was
Payne.
Johnson, I think it was.
Yeah, Johnson.
And it's smothered. So it's still inside 50 for the Roos, kicking towards the interchange end of the ground. And Blackwood 7-2. Mount Barker 2-1. Elimination final here from Arkaba Oval in Heathfield. Perfect conditions for these two sides. Winner goes through to the semi-final to play Onkers next Sunday. And umpire says boundary throw-in. So 4 minutes gone, second quarter action here.
So throwing right near the light tower. Bennett versus Hines in the ruck. Hines got down for the Barkaroos, taken around the corner. It looked like it was Bruce. Henry puts it up forward. Oh, fumbled in square there. Was done for the Woods. Chance here around the corner. I tell you what, Marshall Howe, as they say in LaGrange, a ho, ho, ho.
How did he do that? But well done. He stayed, played in front, kept his feet. The defensive pressure wasn't quite where it should have been, and he did a good job there and turning the ball around and getting around to the goal front and snapping a good goal. Good work by Thomas out there on the wing. That's what they need to do. Get the ball forward, keep it in that forward half, lock it in, and then work off those stoppages or free and open plays. But they can't let the ball go in and come out as quick as it has been in the first quarter and a bit.
5 minutes gone. Important goal there for the Roos. Their first since the 14-minute mark of the first quarter to Callan. So close the margin now to 25 points. So Baxter will go against Jan Warbert in ruck. Nice work from Montgomery just in front of us here. Tuck breaks away. Kick inside 50 for the Woods. Hopton will beat a target.
Great
Oh, no, he won't. It'll be Anderson who just came up on the scene there very quickly. So the playing coach, kick inside 50. Long, strong, deep inside 50. McCready flying. Here's the ruse from defence. Brooks goes to Jeanette. Sugar Jeanette kicks it towards centre half back. Henry Bruce, nice pickup. Goes to Baxter. Here's Jamie Grouch. Gets on the left foot for Mount Barker. Kicks towards the interchange side of the ground. Thomas is around the action. So's Big Hines. Wheels around on that right boot. Kick inside 50. Bell shinned it. Well, it's come off nicely. And kick inside 50. Oh, cut off brilliantly. And here's the Woods Pistols on the counter-attack.
Yeah, Isaac McCormack. There was a bit of can. He tries to get around the pony's wrapped up, and in the end, he couldn't get around. And good commitment there by Billy Stokes, of course, a former Crow top-up SNFL player. Just think he's the ball up the line and finds Payne. Payne now towards the pocket area. He's got a lead there, looking down there for Wortley, but really didn't give him the best opportunity. Better push and shove off the ball.
Yeah, Dale Payne may have just screamed out there at Wortley. I don't think he hit that footy as hard as he would have liked from a teammate, but they need to get another scoring opportunity here.
So Hines and Bennett's do ruck. Flipped out attack
Great
by
tap.
Hines to Payne. Has a flying shot but bounces through for a minor score. But at least one thing, they're starting to get some momentum on the scoreboard.
Yeah, well, they're starting to get forward 50 entries that are staying there. They're not coming bouncing straight at, but they just need to get on top of the stoppages through the midfield. Tuck's leg speed's really hurting them at the moment as well.
So kick, you're right. Kick out from Baldacera. Finds McCormack. Very talented player in this Woods lineup. He's got some early touches here. On that left boot, kicks it towards centre wing. Wiedenhofer's front position. The umpire says someone's held on to. It's a free kick to Wiedenhofer.
Wiedenhofer to take the resultant free kick. As it spent some time in the juniors then at Sturt. Surveys what's on offer. So set it up. Half-forward flank area. Big lead there from the Swan in Montgomery. Called by Shane Collins. Great mark. Waste no time. Looking for the lead there. Oh, chopped off nicely was by Moore. The crumbs taken here by Callens. Just couldn't get the full
Jim Montgomery's been important since he's come back on the ground, hasn't he, boys?
Yep.
All right, so we got some comments coming in here. Shane Whistle says Goat Park is looking a treat. Must be close to the best surface in the hills.
Yoffoo.
Not very biased, the old Whis.
The old Yoffoo. And the Tigers roughing about, so be happy
Nick
with that.
Yench says, is there beers in the van today?
No. Not happy about it, mate.
Rob Shearwood says, go the Woods. Great call, boys. Norwood Hotel, Father's Day, go the Cats.
Who's buying, Rob?
Yeah,
Obviously.
we're out here in the sun and he's off scoffing around now. No beers for us, Rob. Thanks, mate.
Dykesman, the skipper, nurses up the line to McCormack. Exciting youngster in turn.
Great
He puts
kick.
it up to Aish. He's made distance once again on Ross Brooks. So keep those comments coming in. Glad you're enjoying our coverage here.
On hillsfooty.com, we've got the YouTube feed up, and we've also got the Hills Football League Facebook page. So
Matty Lloyd's throwing the grass in the air. Look at Ashley.
So already with 3 on the board.
he's pretending to pass it off here.
He's going to have a shot.
Look at him.
Surely.
He's pretending to pass it off. He's looking for
There we
the
go. 1, 2 steps, bang. Usually.
Here we go.
There we go.
Here's this
Interesting
trademark
approach.
action.
So, towards the top of the square, just moving a little bit too much was the umpire Ajax Axford up there, Goldie. So, minor score.
Fabian Moller says, come on the mighty Woods as well.
Good on you, Fabes.
So, Brooks to bring the ball back in from the Longwood Road end of the ground. A sun-drenched Goat Park here this afternoon, Shane Collins.
Sunburnt.
The home of the Brave. So, Brooks sets it up high, backs as the target. Baldacira's there with him. Oh, big leap by Baldacira. Also, McCready come in. Finally, a clearing kick by Wiedenhofer. Bouncing ball, big Hines lumbers out. Bennett's shadowing him, but the ball out of bounds right in front of the Dartfish filming team. And Flynn, the cameraman, once again doing a fantastic job here on hillsfooty.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Jenkin here from the Local Football Club, and you're listening to the Vibe of Hills Football on HFL Media.
Actually, Goldie saw Timmy the Tractor here this afternoon, obviously starting up who they might be playing later on. Benson, hard nose over the ball, manages to get it out into McCormack again, gives it to McCready. The Mac is combining there, nurses up the big Phil Hopton.
So big Phil, presented nicely, up and down the ground, kick inside 50. Well, H will be the target, but it's... well, hang on, someone else has popped in again, and that player is Spawn. So Respawn will go back here for the Blackwood's opportunity to kick their first goal of the second quarter. They kicked 7 in the opening quarter, which broke them out to a nice early lead. Now, Barker have kicked the goal in this term to close it back, but here's a chance for Spawn at the 11-minute mark, Pistols, and he has kicked 8 goals for the season.
So... The art gallery, man, that wasn't a masterpiece, that shot, that's for sure, as it's drifted through for a minor score. So Blackwood yet to add a goal in this turn. They move on to 7-4.
Jesse Aish is tuned in today, obviously.
Ah, good on you, Jesse. That's one of the greats. So Ross Brooks again with the kicking in duties. The co-captain for the Roos puts it out here wide. Warbett and Williams, big leap there at the top was Howie, but standing his ground was Baldacira. The Jack takes the mark, then sends the ball and picks out McCarthy, I think it is, in the centre of the ground. In turn, he's got a loose man out. He's got a couple, young T out there. And also a teammate comes back here to the experienced one in Brecknell. Hello once again to Kurt Thompson as his partner in crime drives it lies towards the top of the square. Bit of pushing and shoving, but then it was a mark taken by Dykesman.
Oh, he's going to go off here and he's going to do a snap round the corner.
And he loves it, the Cobra. So
got the double Cobra out.
Dykesman, who's now kicked successive goals for the Woods, their first for the quarter, and they just stretch that lead a little bit, Shane Collins.
Yeah, they do, and they're far too good at the moment. Their stoppage work is outstanding. They're winning the majority of them, and Mount Barker's backline are just getting outmarked every time it gets in there deep. They're focusing on Asian. We've just seen a couple of plays there where other players have come inside and taken good marks forward. So they really need to tighten up there and try and get back on top. But worrying signs here for the Roos. Blackwood's certainly the better side so far today.
So the Roos with the run down here at Arkaba Oval, but only been able to get one goal this quarter, counted just by Blackwood. Bouncing ball. Bruce feeds the ball out to his brother, who's drawn a free kick, I think, slung without possession of the football. So Grouchy wanting it, but no, Basil Bruce
That's
take the free
50
kick.
metres too.
It was, yes, but anyway.
Bruce
so
kicks in towards the half-forward line. Around the half-forward line. Here's
Thomas in danger.
Yep, free kick to the fresh man, Fresh FM.
That's 50 again. That's twice that's happened in 2 free kicks.
Handball stat, Henry Bruce, kick inside 50, long, strong. Woods defence out. Oh, lovely work from Billy Stokes. In he goes and kicks the goal.
That is sensational stuff by Billy Stokes. And
My boy Billy.
Very inspiring stuff there. So good work. But yeah, Shane, it'll be interesting to see if umpire's coach, your good friend Mickey Taylor, just gets hold of the tape this week.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. It's you know, if the opposition's got the ball, you've got to give it back to the player who's won the free kick. We just saw it twice there in 20 seconds where Blackwood didn't do that. No 50s were given, but in the end, the result Mount Barker want they got. So great crumbing by Billy Stokes, quality player, left foot or right, and great finish.
So double the scoreline here. Blackwood 8-4, Mount Barker 4-2, and we've played just under 13 minutes second term. So Mount Barker trying to crawl their way back into this elimination final. Williams went early, ball comes down here. High kick wide by Callens, I think it was. Bouncing ball out towards the Dreammaker. In fact, Flynn, the cameraman, really got a stat there as almost hit him on the full. So it'll be the boy from Sale City, Evan Johnson for Blackwood to bring the ball back into play. Runs around Stokes on the mark. Sets it up high. Hopton's a target. He was pitched out. A good defensive fist by Reardon, I think.
Oh, nice crime,
taken by
Benson.
Benson. Keeps the ball in
I don't
play.
know about that.
Oh, I'd like to see that
one
on hillsfooty.com replay. I think Benson was out, but maybe the ball might have been in. But anyway, the academy boy was in the closest spot than us, Goldie.
Yeah, I reckon this guy got the grand final last year, this boundary umpire, so he obviously knows what he's doing. That's a lovely throw-in on the 50 mark for the Woods. Williams won that one down. Coming through was Henry Bruce, who's set upon immediately by Liam McCarthy. Dual underage best and fairest in the Hills Football League. One of the many talented young Woods players in this lineup.
Put your hand out the window for a wine there, Goldie.
Yeah, we got wine and dining, we got the picnics, everything. We got the horn.
I tell you, we haven't seen the dog yet. The dog,
no doubt bought from the bar at the Mount Lofty Football Club.
Well,
we had a goat here.
Might be Shadow Chunder from Anderson Hill.
Stokes goes to Bruce.
Oh, good tackle.
Good shrug off there. Big Bruce, kick inside 50. Hines 1-on-1, brings it to ground level. Interesting period in the match. Mount Barker just starting to show some signs here. Kick out of defence from the Woods, though. Hopton's got to take this one. Oh, good spoil by Bruce out towards the boundary lines, taken by his brother William.
Bruce has ganged up on him there, the two of them.
Absolutely.
Over the top. But once again, we've seen a change in the stoppage work from Mount Barker. As soon as we get the big fella Williams in the ruck, I like it more. It gives the Mount Barker mids a bit better look at the footy.
So Williams versus Warbutt, riding down the barrel of the camera here, taken out by Callens. I think it was. Got the handball intercepted here was Johnson. Callens follows up and gives him a little bit of push over the line. Yeah, just happy Father's Day, boys. So we'll have another boundary throw in. So Warbutt against Williams. As right by the academy boy here, Goldie. That's a good pitch of the ball. Yeah. So a bit of WrestleMania there as well, but they both go to ground. The ruckman on, tap forward by Johnson. Intercepted here by Bruce. Could have been taken high. Yes, he was, as Johnson comes in on him. But William the Doormat Bruce with the resultant free kick. Bit of fun games off the ball there, Colo. As the ball goes forward, Lumiera's big Hines. Ball comes down. Oh, ball taken by Bruce. Gives it to Thomas. Quick kick away by the freshman. Bouncing ball. Gathered here for Mount Barker, flicked the ball backwards, comes to Payne, Payne gives it back. Wow, Williams, very nimble, the big man, puts it forward, Brecknell at the back of the pack, also Looming was done. Look at the bounce. And finally, Bennett has to tap it over line and, well.
Interesting through the effects, Mike, not sure if you got that there. Might be a bit frosty tonight in the Blackwood rooms. Evan Johnson abusing his supporter. Didn't realise it was a Blackwood supporter.
Here we go. The Woods are on. Spawn goes to McCready. Set upon. Manages to get a handball away. Opens up Spawn now to kick it inside 50 deep. Ace will run on here.
He loves these.
Oh, he's going to stop prop. Bit of here I am time. And he'll go back and kick a most likely goal here for the Woods.
I tell you, he's just got too much pace. Smart for Rossi Brooks.
Look, to be fair, Stephen Silvani's not stopping that. That's just a really poor structure from Mount Barker. It's from a kick in. They should be able to hold the play up. That's gone through the middle of the ground too easy. McCready, soft little handball off. Blackwood runs straight through the middle. Aish will eat that up every day of the week.
Chance for his fourth, you'd suggest. With a kicking action like that, you're not going to miss too many. So Aish, 4 goals as Blackwood go further ahead here at the Elimination Final. Trust you're enjoying it here on hillsfooty.com, where all the champs gather.
G'day, this is Tony Modra, and there is always plenty of top marks with the coverage of Hills community football here on HFL Media.
Straight to the top there, Pistols. So back in the middle, Blackwood 9-4. Mount Barker 4-2 as we head towards the 18-minute mark of the elimination final here from Arkaba Oval in Heathfield. Perfect conditions. The freshman, Thomas, snaps the ball towards the half-forward line. Callens will see the ball out of bounds, so the Roos can set up here, trailing by just over 5 goals, just over midway in the second term. So Williams against Jan Warbutt in ruck. Over the top of those two big men. Coming through was the freshman Thomas to William Bruce. One step, kick inside 50 towards the forward pocket. Over the top of Worthley into the scoreboard pocket area. And it's gone out of bounds. So boundary throw-in. Opportunity here for Mount Barker to set up in a dangerous position.
Country Division update, boys. Kangaroo 7-5, Kersbrook 6-4. So ring-a-ding-ding out there at Birdwood Oval. So pitch in here at Arkaba Oval. Ruxgava, Baxter over the back, got the ball down. Working hard there, I think it's more for Blackwood. Held up there, a little bit of push and shove off the ball. In fact, it was Jimmy Catford. So once again, the umpire will come in and ball it up. So Ruxgava, Baxter, the leaper, got the tap down. Callens feigned a handball, then got boot to ball. Taken in by Matty T, the youngster. Goes across with a switch towards Spawn. He's under pressure here. Good gather there. I think it was Jeanette involved, was it? And the free kick came ball to Sira, just races away with the ball, sets the Woods up the Howard's half forward. Here's the target, Ace again. Good body work, one grab, two grab, he's got support there. Bit of magic, he gets around running on there. Teammate got his eye under the ball, was Hocking, but that's called by Benny Goldfitch. Grouch experience and takes the mark.
G-Banger goes to Ethan Bell, takes the ball here on the half-back flank with Aish on the mark. So Mount Barker trailing 4-2 to Blackwood 9-4. 20 minutes gone in the second term here from Arkaba Oval. Lovely conditions here in Heathfield. Oh, could have been a push out. Umpire didn't say it. Oh, Henry Bruce, bit of a blind U-turn. Chopped out here, taken by Johnson. Got the handball there from Nathan Dunn. Kick into the middle of the ground. Bell's around the action. Handball comes out though. It's chopped off by Spawn for Blackwood. Set up the last goal. Kick inside 50. And that's a nice mark there.
Ryan Anderson.
McCready's all on his own here.
It's chopped out, and the roof should clear.
Taken there by Howie. Got a sweeping handball out to a teammate. Oh, he goes to ground there. It was a G-banger right in front of the Bay 13 area, so he'll take the resultant free kick. So Jamie Grout's probably one of the veterans now of this Mount Barker lineup. Left foot along the Maslin interchange wing, and it's, almost hit the people on the balcony, that one, Shane. Not the best disposal. Yeah. So it'll be a resultant free kick.
Look, Mount Barker just not being brave enough. I know Blackwood are setting up behind the ball really well, but they had a quick exit there before Ethan Bell had the ball here on the left half-back flank, and he just held the play up, and it's playing into Blackwood's hands.
So free kick in the shadows of the pavilion for Blackwood. Drive it up. Getting his hands to it was O'Royden. Takes the ball over the line, so we'll have a boundary throw in. So 9-4 plays 4-2. So pretty handy lead here at the moment. 32 points.
Boundary throw in. 55 metres out from the Woods goal. 21 minutes gone. Here's a chance. Big Baxter. Nice work. Here's a chance for Mount Barker.
Payne.
Open forward line. Payne. Bricknell will back, and that's a nice mark there against Sugar Jeanette. And he's just happy to slow it down here. Kick, little pop-up pass over the top. Finds T, is it?
Yeah, Matty T.
Matty T. He goes back to Bricknell on the half-back flank. Of course, best on ground in the 2017 grand final win against Harndorf. Kick in the middle of the ground. McCarthy put up the mitts there and took a nice mark centre-half-back. They're just mixing and dicing it around here in the defensive line as we head towards the 22-minute mark. Pistols.
So Matty T's third kick in about 45 seconds goes wider out into the shadows and finds Benson, I think it is, as I said, deep in the shadows. In front of the Mount Barker spectator brigade. Comes back to Baldacera, and the Woods just happy to play possession football here. And why not? Pretty handy lead at the moment, 9-4 to 4-2. 22 minutes gone second term. Elimination final. Back to Benson here. They're just knocking up the stats here, Shane Collins. The Blackwood boys on champion data, and of course we'll go down for stats shortly to Drayden and Indy. Ball up the line, good pack mark taken by the Swan Montgomery. Quickly gets it onto Wiedenhofer, goes towards half forward.
Henry the Bruce, off he goes.
Bruce used his body well, it's sit for a take by Big Hines, feeds it out to the run.
Oh, what's he done? He's curled that one.
Has he curled it back? Jack Loris just couldn't fling the Cameron right behind it. So good build-up, but just unfortunately no chockies on that occasion for Mount Barker. As they go to 4-3, Blackwood are 9-4 here on the call of the Wild.
Interesting thing with football now, modern day, is just holding the ball, chipping around. You only have to get one half wrong, though, and you're all out of position.
Just drives you have the ball on the wing, you kick it back to full back, Shane. It's just so frustrating, isn't it? So Baldacera will bring the ball back, scoreboard into the ground for Blackwood. Sets it out here. He's got a lead out here from McCready, under pressure from William the Bruce, but a good strong mark taken by Benny McCready.
Yep. Got the player tracker on him today, one of the guns in this Woods lineup. Kick up the wing. The Swan will put up the mitts. That's no dramas there after the early head knock in the first term. Kick towards the half-forward line. McCready could have chopped that one off. Half-forward line for Mount Barker on hands and knees, and he's happy to held that one up.
Bit of shout of frustration there from Montgomery after that delivery, Shane.
Half-forward line for Mount Barker. Baxter against young Warbett in ruck. Warbett won that one down. Coming through was Baxter. Warbett, the big man, he's wrapped up in the tackle by Stokes. It's popped out here. Blackwood cleared the ball out towards us. Benson against Grouch, one-on-one. Good battle. Benson breaks away nicely. Kicks it up the wing under pressure, and that's a downfield free kick. Good work there by Benson. And looks like Big Phil Hopton will take the kick here for the Woods and kick it inside 50. Ace will probably be... No, it won't. That's a shin, that one. Oh, front centre, Johnson. And the umpire's picked a free kick up, and it's gone to the Swan.
Johnson saying too high, question the umpire, and he'll say, come with me, son.
Did he say you're serious?
He might have said you're serious, yes. So Montgomery getting the benefit of a little bit of extra real estate. So instead of half-back flank, the free kick will be taken really wing half-forward area by Montgomery. Chips it to the lead, to the just steaming out there was the
big man. As
I said, the former Riverton Saddleworth Maribel United boy in Hines. So
Montgomery's been huge for Mount Barker. He's really busting his boiler. And his delivery by foot, although he was quite disappointed with one here a few minutes ago, that one there made up for it plus more.
So
that was an elite pass.
Hines kicked the first goal of the game, boys, for the Roos at the 3-minute mark. It's been lean picking since then. So Kenny, give him a bit of momentum. Looks like he's pulled this one wide and through for a minor score.
Hillsfooty.com, we've got the YouTube feed going. Get involved on the comments there on the YouTube, and we're also live on the Hills Football League Facebook page, and that's getting some good banter back and forth. Meantime, looks like, Bricknell will kick the ball back in for the Woods as we head towards the 25-minute mark. Gone out towards the boundary line. A good mark there for McCormack.
Quality young player, isn't he, boys?
He'll go on the left boot, kicks up the wing. And backing back is the Swan. Put up the mitts. Goes back in. Handball's out. 1-2. Handball. Breaking away. Kick up the wing for the Roos. And that's a good mark there for Thomas Worthley. And he's got a player on the middle of the ground. I think that's Payne. Oh, no, the top of that is Wiedenhofer. He's got the William de Doormat here out in the outer side wing. He goes further afield and finds Billy Stokes, who dropped that one. Goes to the fresh man. Thomas, kick inside 50, and he found Bricknell.
Coughed it up too easy there. The Roos, good build-up, but just that last kick. So Bricknell just slowing things down. Plenty of experience there. West Adelaide, and of course, premiership player. I think best of field in the grand final victory.
It, against Darcy Hourigan.
So he puts it up wide for McCready. Jeanette, though, quick to recover. Scrubs one forward, taken by Spawn. Cleverly out to McCready. Did it go 10 metres? Must have, so he's paid the mark to Benny McCready. McCready will go back across to Spawn. So they're playing keepsies. So Spawn going out wide now. He's got a run of a player out there, taking a mark. It might be Bennett's there in the distance in the shadows.
Back at the club this year after the turn 27 premiership.
It's in Drossen last year in York Peninsula. So Bennett's up the Mazel interchange win, but intercepted there by Callens, I think it is.
Yeah, got a comment in. James Hughes reckons Billy Stokes is ready to rip this game apart. We'll find out after half time.
I hope so, James, if you're a Roos supporter. But he's Worthy, a big leap, got his hands to it. Crumbs come down, Blackwood there. Trying to get his way through with Bell. Under pressure. Oh, taken here by Bricknell. The reliable one once again sends the ball back from whence it came. Oh! A big league pack contest there.
McCormack.
But in the meantime, son of a gun, reminiscent of his old man's mark in the 2011 grand final, Goldie.
Yeah, that's it. So McCormack, he's been good. One of the young guns in this Wood lineup. There's plenty of them. He's looking up the wing. Of course, their women won the premiership last Sunday. Same sort of time, different sort of conditions. And it looks like we're going to have a boundary throw-in. No, ball comes out. Catford, geez,
rolling scrum,
pack of players out there. So just letting you know, 27-minute mark, right on half-time, I think. Goal. Oh, there you go.
There it is. Ah, you called it.
You had your finger on the button.
Magnificent anticipation, as always, by Benny Goldfinch. So the half-time siren has sounded, and it's a 5-goal straight margin here. Blackwood 9-4. Mount Barker 4. So, 30-point margin here. Both sides adding 2 goals apiece during that quarter. So, just looking quickly at the goal kickers. Hines, Callens, Howe and Stokes for the Barkeroos. And for Blackwood, well, it's the ace shot at the moment. What's he got, Goldie? 4. McCready with 1, McCarthy, Hopton, and Dykesman with 2. So,
Yep, good banter on the hillsfooty.com and the Hills Football League Facebook page as we have half time here. Pistols, Colo's come into the van, and I think it's time for another message from one of our.
We'll see who's joining
one
us.
of our greats. Who are we going to go with here?
Who we got here?
Hi, Mark Nielsen here from the Mount Lofty Footy Club. You're listening to the vibe of the Hills Football on HFL Media.
This is Brett James from the Kersbrook Football Club, and you're with the vibe of the Mortgage Choice Hills Football League here on Hills Football League Media.
Hillsfooty.com. Proudly brought to you by Mortgage Choice Adelaide Hills in association with HFL Media.
Of course, Dangerous Dave there from Kennedy Malloy Gold, who got all the stars on here. James Hughes.
Talking about Billy Stokes, yeah. So get to those comments shortly.
But what we might do, we didn't get a chance to go down to them much during that term, so I reckon we've all the first half stats and a bit of a summary of how things are going down at ground level. It's down to Jaden J and Indy 500.
26 handballs and 18 forward entries for Mount Barker. They were really good in that quarter, I thought. Those 48 kicks were really, I thought, their percentage behind the ball I thought was really good. They did lock the ball inside 50. Like Colo said, they just need to do that a little bit more, and it was really good. They had 12 marks and 23 tackles as well. Like the first quarter, they did drop off a little bit with their tackle pressure, but they had 11 hit-outs as well and 3 centre clearances. So hopefully they can push forward and bring that momentum into the third quarter. Indy, Blackwood, buddy.
They were already quite kick-heavy in the first term, but Blackwood very kick-heavy in that second quarter. 53 kicks to only 16 handballs. So clearly they wanted to bomb long, and it actually worked for the most part. Their work in contested areas to take marks was outstanding. 27 marks, 6 of those contested, 3 of those inside 50, of course. They probably weren't as sharp with their inside 50 entries. I feel like Mount Barker gained a bit more composure to stop Blackwood from getting an easy run all the time, which almost forced them to bomb long. But tell you what, Blackwood are playing a really good game right now, and we haven't seen the A-graders win a game yet this year, so at least from the perspective of HFL Media. So I'm looking forward to seeing that at the moment, but it's no easy task from here. They'll get run over if they stay still. It's 28 points up, though, so it is looking quite promising for Blackwood. And, of course, Ben McCready. So in that quarter, he had 4 disposals, down from his 7 in the first term, but he's still having quite a bit of impact in that Blackwood midfield. But I also noticed quite a few younger names, particularly McCarthy was another that was having quite a bit of influence.
Cheers, thanks, Indy. And so Montgomery, he had 7 disposals in that quarter. He was influential in parts as well. And how's this for a start, boys? I just actually realised this. So Blackwood's average final score since 2010 is 68.8. Mount Barker's average final score since 2010 is 68.8. So there's a stat for you, boys.
Well,
so,
you can't get much closer to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Jaden, there's not a 0.5 or something in there. They're just locked together.
So yeah, so hopefully it's a close contest, and yeah, Blackwood obviously further. So Mount Barker obviously further from that 68.9. So hopefully they can kick a few goals and make it a close contest. Back to you, boys.
Thank you very much. So they've actually maintained the lead they had at quarter time here, Goldie. They were 30 points up, 7-1 to 2-1, and now 9-4 to 4-4. So I think Scott Creek College maths tells me nothing has changed there. Maybe Oakbank area maths also there, Shane Collins. So now, once again, put the coaches' hats on, and we're just looking here at a lovely day here at Mount Lofty, Heathfield Oval, and just the gourmet picnics out here, etc.
Gourmet spread.
Yeah. But I guarantee you the coach Andrew Bruce won't be enjoying a spread like that. He might be spreading the paint on the wall when there's need to fire them up.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they're half away from shutting the doors for the year, so they're out of the 2 sides that are playing here today. Blackwood are doing as they should, where Mount Barker are not playing anywhere near as good as they can do. So there's some things that Mount Barker could improve on pretty quickly and pretty swiftly. We said about the ruck work. I'd be really interested to see what they do in the second half with the ruck when they've changed their ruck work, ruckman over and put Williams in the ruck. I feel like their midfield got a bit more of a chance. You know, Baxter's doing a really good job, but all he's got is his leap, and once he's finished with the leap, there's no body pressure around or on the ground, and they're You know, they've got to get more competitive around those stoppages, and also they've got to, as a forward line, they just need to get a little bit more dangerous. So they're not quite at the level they need to be in their forward half. If you remove the big fella up there that's taking all the marks and trying to kick all the goals in Hines, there's not too much else happening in their forward half that looks dangerous. Where Blackwood, you know, Aish is obviously a threat and playing really well, but outside of him, there's been other players around. Hopton's playing well today, which is good to see. But, you know, we've seen Dykesman and a few of those boys jump around and take some marks and look a threat as well. So Mount Barker need to improve. I feel like they can improve, but they'll need to get back in this game.
I tell you what, we mentioned before, Blackwood successful in the Women's Open Premiership last week. Goldie, it's just half time here. The majority of people out having a kick at the footy are of the female gender.
Yep.
Especially we've got the youngest little footballer out here.
Well, it's Father's Day, mate. The boys are sitting in the car or up in the bar drinking beers. They don't go out and kick the footy today.
You could be right. Now, we did have, was it Wayne Thomas here, Goldie? You had the mention of...
Oh, sorry, that Pistols. I'm just going back.
Have never been to... Here you go, Shane. You can play Travelog here. You can be Karina... What's her name? Roundtree. It's got. I've never been to Mount Lofty.
Or Dermot Brewer.
Yeah, Dermot Brewer. That's right. Go postcards. Can you tell us a bit about Mount Lofty?
I'll take that as an insult because he's not one of my favourites on TV. The great Dermy. Loved him as a player. What was the comment? Sorry, never been to Mount Lofty.
He's never been to Mount Lofty. Just tell Wayne what he's missing out on.
Oh, well.
We did do a whole half hour.
We did do I did a travel.
We did the panoramic shot up and down the ground
amazing.
for half an hour. But
this place is like exactly how you're seeing it today on Vision, about 4 times a year, and we've got it with one.
I did the profile that I showed. I know
we
you
went up and down.
I know
the
you've
ground.
got the cubicle. I've only got a lean-to here. That's how much I'm held in regard here.
Please.
But I must say it's great conditions here for Father's Day. As I said, Father Day, so a lot of fathers out enjoying having a kick and their kids delivering Goldie. It's
lovely conditions. And we got a half-time score from Birdwood Oval.
Yes, no addition to the last score we gave you, which must have been just before the break, but Kangarilla 7-5, Kersbrook 6-4. So
game on there, Goldie. How you feeling, mate? You're right. You got your blue on today. I did notice that. Yeah. You wore your
Double
Kangarilla blue.
Yeah. Well, it could be Kersbrook blue.
No, that's Kangarilla.
Kangarilla
Number
blue.
1 ticket
Most
holder.
improved side.
Number 1 ticket holder does not wear Kersbrook blue.
I
It's
tell
Kangarilla blue.
I tell you what, Shane, the caravan could be moving this week.
Now, next Saturday, Gummaraka Ironbank, is it?
It is indeed.
Where is it going to be played?
Look, we got out. It's like trying to solve the
Roxby Downs.
It's like trying to solve the Rubik's Cube, but we've been able to work out this.
Is Birdwood hosting their prelim?
Well, that's a very good point. Birdwood.
It's scheduled for Birdwood Oval.
So Macclesfield, and well, you'll know you're a Macclesfield like you'll be able to.
I'll find out.
So we can't tell you at the moment. Perhaps check your local.
But Gummaraka are playing Ironbank next Saturday.
You can't even check your local guide next week because. Anyway, you'll find out somewhere.
Somehow.
We'll try and bring. And don't forget during the week, Hills Footy Unplugged. And Shane, the great man, one of our good friends, Daniel Lackenby, will be in the house.
The great Lackers.
And also a special guest at the big table also will be
Michael
Michael Tudor. First year Adelaide guest, I think.
Tudor. First year as coach.
And he's bringing along a cabbage mullet.
A mullet. I like
Tommy
it.
Jepp.
Another addition to the mullet files, which is what we need. It's,
now, we noticed, while we got you here, consultancy role, as always, with the Doggies Reserves. Our man Spillerbeer, the mullet, was
Big
out there
Spiller.
today.
Yeah, Big
probably
Spiller.
need a few after today. It was
he was a bit tanked, the big fella over there during the game, but he's got through. So we've got a mullet clash next week. We've got Blackwood v Big Zach and against Spiller in the ruck.
Wow,
she'll be a mullet off.
And then on Saturday we got Stone leading a chunga out in the.
Of course.
No, we haven't got a mullet at Hahndorf anymore.
No, Adam
we've
Davies.
lost him. He shaved his
head. Yeah, no.
Shaved it for such a good cause too. Leukemia.
Oh, Adam Davies, that's right.
Yeah, shaved it. He was there yesterday.
Didn't notice him yesterday with no hair.
Actually, like he's not running around today. Might need a bit of the zinc on the melon. I reckon.
Yes, correct. No, we love our mullets, and the boys are doing a great job growing some beauties for us. So.
Now, Shane, we noticed you here with your shadow. Did he give you breakfast in bed? Of course, talking about little Tate. Father's Day. Sport rotten.
No, there was no.
Want to have a chat? Do you want to interview him? You want to interview your dad on Father's Day?
Have a chat.
No,
Here we go.
Have a chat with Dad. Ask him the serious questions, like what's his favourite lolly in the pack? And
well, he just knocked them all off. Poor old Jaden bought the lollies, and Tate's just knocked the whole bag off. Sorry, Jade. Jaden was walking around stomping his feet.
Ask him how he described the colour whatever.
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, don't do that. He doesn't like people pinching his questions.
Yeah, exactly.
He's got a trademark for Hills Footy Unplugged. Which
No, I had a beautiful Father's Day morning. One of the kids weren't home. They were out, but the other two were home. So, yeah, no, it was good.
Fantastic. As I said, couldn't get a better conditions as the umpire's about to come back on the ground here. Goldie, because Mitchell Taylor, Brenton Zersh, Andrew Lawless doing the central. Oscar Wilson and Josh Wilson, I suggest they might be brothers. And Baxter Raymond, of course, son of the great man.
I was thinking, just a good segue. Dennis Raymond umpired yesterday. He umpired the Country Division Grand Final last year. If Harndorf were in it, I guess he wouldn't be able to
Well, actually, Dennis Raymond, I did pass him at half-time, I think, of the Magoos, and he was actually umpiring there. So I asked him after the A-grade yesterday had he been demoted.
Yeah.
Umpiring there. So backing up twice in 2 days, you think...
yeah.
What are you reading into that?
What are your thoughts on
what
that?
Are you reading into that?
If you're the best umpire in the comp, no, I haven't watched all the games this year. And
well, Mick's not here today.
Well, it's an interesting call, Benny, because
I was just wondering.
sometimes
came
it's
to me in the in the outdoor shower.
Yeah.
Came to you in the outdoor shower with the sun rays on your neck. It's an interesting point, and I know, and I'll use the example a bit closer to home. Rob Tanner has umpired for many, many years, never ever done an Onkers game. So, but that's his choice. I think he says it's his choice. He'd prefer not to be in that position. Now, I'm not sure with Dennis whether Dennis might say, look, I wouldn't want to do it, I don't know, but he's certainly one of our best umpires in the competition, and you would think in an even day he would do the HFL Div 1 Grand Final, so it'll be an interesting decision.
I think Trevor McDonald was a similar situation, Shane. He didn't umpire Kerrs because
it just takes the rubbish out of it, and
the stigma that you
correct.
Might be,
you can pay that 50-50 and the crowd just jump on you, and it's actually not fair. So, I think it'd be a smart move not to do it. But
so the Blackwood boys are out on the ground, boys, getting ready for the second half. I reckon the Mount Lofty Footy Club might have to send the painters in during the week because the paint probably been stripped off the wall in the visitors' room.
Well, there might have been a couple of changes to the colours in there. A couple of double blue colours might have been painted on those walls too with the white. I don't know, but it'd be interesting. I don't know, this second half, and if Mount Barker, if this game continues the way it's going now, Jeffrey, what would you think Andrew Bruce would rate his season with Mount Barker? Do you think he'd take that as making the finals as a positive, or do you think that they've probably, failed a little bit in this shortened year?
Well,
a few players out.
Yeah, a few players out, but really it would just continue the another trip down the boulevard of broken dreams for Mount Barker. They've played up until today 5 finals, last 5 finals, and have won 1. So it just seems to be, and some of those games they've gone out in straight sets, Goldie. So. Yeah, I don't know if you can blame the coach. Is it something in the culture of the side? I don't know.
That's certainly not what I was insinuating. Please, no hate mail this week.
It's got enough of that.
I certainly wasn't, suggesting that it was a coach's issue. I'm just talking from a club point of view. I remember before the first game this year, we spoke, and I sat there and actually said I thought Mount Barker would improve. I was really looking forward to the development of some of their younger players, but maybe that just hasn't come on as good as we expected, I suppose, and they have had a couple of injuries, but
well, hopefully a new coach coming in, as you know, it probably takes a couple of years for a coach to put his program and style on the club, and they haven't gone. Well, I suppose they made the preliminary final. We're not writing me out of this game completely. They've got work to do, but if they slip one position. Well, 2 positions, it will be preliminary final to elimination final, but still plenty to work on. And you think they've got some young kids, a lot of kids still down at Sturt. But the thing that worries me, Mount Barker, their junior program, they're under 18s, where you get your senior footballers from, your next generation, very ordinary.
Well, and I think it's not just a coincidence. There's been a lot of Mount Barker boys headed off to other clubs in those junior ranks. For I noticed here last week watching Mount Lofty that young Carl Aish's young lad who played at Mount Barker played A-grade for Mount Lofty last week, and I know Onkers picked up, Zach Spain the year before, a couple of young Mount Barker kids that were looking for opportunities elsewhere, and just wonder why that's happened. So, Will Spain, is it? Sorry, mate. Zach Spain's a jockey, that's right. Will Spain. Thanks, Tate. That's why I got him with me, you see. So it is interesting about their junior program. You do wonder what's happening with that.
All right, we'll be back shortly for the resumption of play here on hillsfooty.com. hflmedia.com.
Hi, this is Brendan Leckles from the Birdwood Football Club, and you're catching the best of Hills community football action right here on HFL Media.
This is Lucas Herbert from the Blackwood Football Club with the best Hills footy coverage here on HFL Media.
Hi folks, it's Graham Corn speaking, and you're taking in the best of Adelaide Hills community footy right here on HFL Media.
Okay, just about set for the start of the second half here. Blackwood in control, 30 points, 9-4. Mount Barker, 4-4 for one of these sides. Half a season remaining, half a season of a game. So up we go. Baxter, big leap, comes down to McCready. First clearance is in favour of the Woods. Catford working hard. Going to ground is Grouch under pressure from the Blackwood coach in Anderson. So the umpire will come and ball it up. So once again, straight away, Blackwood back into where they left off in the first half. Hopton gets the tap down. Bruce nurses a handball out here, taken by Montgomery, in turn gets a handball out here to William Bruce. Up to the lead of Hines. He's a long way from home. So Hines, key forward in the first half, looking to generate something for the Barkeroos as they go forward, getting back. Oh, it was done, fumbled the mark. He's got support there from River Moore. Moore shoots the handball back to Baldasura, who was busy in the first half. High kick away towards the Dreammaker side of the ground. Commentary, big lead by Baxter. In fact, he infringed on his Blackwood opponent in McCready. So McCready will take the resulting free kick.
Yep, McCready. Kick on the broadcasting wing. Perfect conditions here. We've got the picnics happening. Wine's out. Cherries. Cheese. Got to have cheese. Meantime, Tuck kicks the ball across the ground. Bricknell's the target. Held his ground nicely there against Worthley.
And during the break, Goldie, we must mention we did see a dog of the week. So good to see that.
Bricknell kicks up the line. Oh, a couple of players waiting for it. Meantime, Isaac McCormick, hasn't he played well? Kick inside 50, finds Phil Hopton, puts out the miss nicely. So big Phil, wheels on, kick inside 50. Aish is the target in the forward pocket area. Dangerous position, and it's fumbled through for a minus score. So Blackwood first on the board in the second half. They go to 9-5, and Mount Barker are 4 goals, 6. So important that the Roos probably kicked the opening couple of goals in this third term.
Yeah, you'd think so. As the 31 point is the deficit now. So ball brought back in by Brooks out towards the shadow area. Flank, ball comes off here. Fed out there, Benson getting involved. Also bouncing ball, looks like it might be Tuck, is it? Gathers it, gets handball across the ball to Sarah, who's drifted down from defence. He picks out nicely out here, and if we know you want a game next week, you always kick to the coach, Goldie, and laced out Ryan Anderson in the scoreboard pocket flank area. So Anderson.
And he's very much a final specialist. I think a few years ago against the Chunga Pistols, I think in the elimination finals, he absolutely ripped it apart.
Not a proven goal kicker this year as far as multiples, but I'm sure if he can nail this one, it certainly would put the hammer in the hand. Drifting across the face. Patco, big leap there.
Oh, doesn't he love it?
The ball brought down, and Ace is just weighing, and he said, "Thank you very much, I'll make it 5. So Joel Ace, as we said, Jesse listening and watching, so Joel doing some pretty good things here, Shane Collins.
Well, if Coach Andrew Bruce didn't grip the paint at half-time, he might want to do it now. That was embarrassingly bad from Mount Barker. That ball should have been punched through for a behind halfway up the goalpost. So, yeah, really disappointing start to the third quarter from the Roos. There was not much energy off that ball on that half-forward flank for Blackwood before. Didn't like the way that they spread from there. Tuck used his leg speed, run off, and and the ball ended up in the hands of the coach who had a shot at goal. But Mount Barker really need to lift, or the season's just about over.
So Blackwood 10-5 lead, Mount Barker 4-6. Sands of time starting running out for the Roos. They need to counter. Putting his head over the ball was McCready. Meanwhile, it came out into Henry Bruce. Clearing kick for the Roos up towards half forward. Was it Payne? Yes, it was. Infringed by Baldasura. Quickly puts the ball onto the lead here of Loris. That's a good strong. Put the Dukes up and took a good strong mark in front of
he went forward a couple of weeks ago against Uradler and kicked 2 important goals in the last quarter to get the win there against Uradler. So he's a proven goal kicker.
Yep, has 6 for the season. So that will count for nothing. He needs to nail this one to give him some sort of chance here, Goldie, as we're just over 3 minutes into this second half. So Loris. Be some 45 metres out, probably a similar angle towards the Longwood Road end of the ground.
Just on that, he's coming in to have his kick there, and then he's got a player leading straight at him. Does that put you off your kick when you?
Oh, it's just not required because he's committed for the kick for goal. So it's a good pick up by you, Goldie, but just not needed, and just let him settle down and not have any distractions in front of his eyesight as he's trying to kick the goal.
7 goals forwards wouldn't lift the eyes and see him anyway, would they, Shane? Only got one thing in their mind. As Baldacera brings the ball. Big long kick in towards the centre square. Hopton was a target. Ball brought down there. Shredding his way through nicely was Grouch. Quick kick away for the Roos. Finds Henry Bruce, who quickly moves on out wide. Oh, good McCormack. Great pressure there. As Worthley cut the ball up. Got it back here to Wiedenhofer. He's covered some ground, but his kick has covered more ground. In fact, out into the Badlands.
Into the shrub.
And out on the floor. Yeah, out to Harry Butler territory. So
into the native forage out there.
Actually, I've done a bit of mulching work here at Goat Park, Benny.
So Bricknell.
I think the goats have grabbed that ball. It's gone.
Might get the goats into that area.
They said they eat anything.
Bricknell.
They haven't eaten too much of the opposition this year,
No.
Shane, unfortunately.
Bricknell with the ball. Goes with a short pass. Could be chopped off here. Johnson under pressure from a couple of Mount Barker players. Bell on hands and knee gets it out to Payne. That's gone up. High, long, strong, straight up in the air. Flicked over the back. Nice work from the Woods defence. Oh, what's going on here? It's just fumbling around. Comes out with Bell. What can he do? There we go. Gee, that was hard work.
Hard work. And he was involved in an initial contest, boys, and he just followed up the freshman. Thomas, he had an airy. Who else was in there? Billy Stokes. And finally Bell said, well, I'll have to do this, boys.
Double time penalty rates on that play. I tell you, that was hard work.
The ball went up for about 5 minutes.
But I tell you what,
well, goal's a goal.
Yeah, the just reward what they wanted, Mount Barker, so they get their 5th goal on the board through the agency of Bell. So 10-5 plays 5-7 here in the Sunday afternoon duel in the sun at Arkaba Oval in Heathfield. Trust you're enjoying our coverage.
Maybe enjoying a nice cold beer, Robbie Sherwood.
Yeah. Thanks for bringing some later. Bell cut the ball out to Bruce. Henry Variety around the corner, bouncing ball. Coming across his Hopton. Jimmy Variety and also Big Hines. Grabs it, the big fella. He's taking the ground though. Good shadowing work by Bennett's. Wrapped him up and Bennett's will get the resultant free kick. So Daniel Bennett's, as Goldie said, 217 premiership player, but spent last year Drossen.
So Bennett's kicks the ball into the middle of the ground. That's a nice pass. Finds Isaac McCormack on that left boot. Kicks it out to the outer side wing. Who's he got out there? Well, he's got the Swan for Mount Barker. So the Roos to start to, well, I was going to say settle a bit, but it's chopped out here by Catford for the Woods. Kicks it high. Tucks around the area. Ball hits the deck. Thomas earns a free kick. Advantage play on. Handball to Henry Bruce. Back to Baxter. Back to Thomas. So good build up here for the Roos. So the Swan does nicely. Chopped off, and the Woods could counter-attack here because all the players were pushing forward for Mount Barker, and it's taken by Spawn.
Good work there, Jimmy Hopton. It's called by Goldie. Got it to Spawn. Spawn nurses it up the flank area. His cruel bounce. Dykesman and Anderson give chase, but cleared out there by Wiedenhofer. Found a teammate there, and G-Banger. Grouchy got it to Thomas, the freshman. Puts it up, and that's a lovely delivery. Finds Stokes, Billy Stokes. Nurses out here to the lumbering big man in Hines. He'll turn, go towards the top of the square. No, he goes out wide, and he's got a loose man out here. Taking the mark, I think it's at Worthley. It certainly is Tommy Worthley. So here's 8 for the year, Goldie, and a good chance they need him to kick his night for you, mate.
Certainly does. This will bring it back to, 4 goals. Just going to get the feedback up here. In the meantime, Tom Worthy, important kick. What can he do? Oh, the umpire's gone a long way to his right, and that's a minus score there for Mount Barker.
So just can't get the goals when they need them, Shane.
Yeah, a couple of opportunities they've wasted here. Blackwood have just spent a couple of minutes being sloppy here. They want to tighten back up, but Mount Barker are not good enough to consolidate that at the moment.
So Scotty Bricknell, chance to bring the ball back in. As we said, his partner in crime. In the past, Kurt Thompson watching at home, recovering from that knee injury. So trust's all going well there. You would be pretty happy, Kurt. Of course, the past skipper of his side holding a pretty handy lead at the moment. Daniel Benson with the ball, undecided what he wants to do. Decides to go long up towards the wing area. Hines sets himself. Big defensive fist from Hines. Ball comes down. Oh, nearly knocked forward there by Johnson. He infringed. No, he was infringed. So the boy from Sale City takes the free kick. Dual premiership player in the Gippsland. Gets a lovely kick out wide. That was to Spawn. He gave the Bricknell his run on from the last line of defence. That's champagne football over the Woods. It ends up with that man, Aish. So, Aish.
Just in case anyone was going to lead, he just pointed to the goals and said, I'll have a shot here. This is bread and butter for the goal kicker from Blackwood, so I think he'll go back and slot this and make it 6, won't he?
Yep, absolutely. So in the shadows, in front of the, as the shadows darken, I reckon so's the mood of the Mount Barker supporter base around him over there on the fence. Colo, so as you said, going for number 6.
This will be a double fist pump, I reckon, if this goes through.
And a lot of clapping.
So I don't know if it's, will it get the carry? No, it'll fall short, just on the line, and eagerly put over the line by the Roos defenders. So Blackwood go to 10-6, leading Mount Barker 5-8 here on the Court of the Wild, and we've played 9.5 minutes third term.
Alrighty.
G'day, this is Tony Modra, and there is always plenty of top marks with the coverage of Hills community football here on HFL Media.
So, Roscoe Brooks brings the ball back in for the Roos. Kick outside a defensive 50. Ball hits it. Well, big yarn war, but that's a bit of a toe poke. Nice pass. Goes to Spawn, set sails for goal, and it's missed.
Gee, tell you what, that would have been the assist of the year, Shane.
Well, that's how the big fellas handball nowadays, don't they? They just dribble it off the front of their toes.
So Brooks quickly brings the ball back into play, but it falls short into the hands.
Who we got here?
We talked about Blackwood being sloppy before. Mount Barker's last 2 or 3 minutes, they'd want back as well.
Could be Matty T in the distance there. Apologise over in the sun now, starting to beam in our faces here. Very enjoyable, but sometimes hinders the identification. So, shot on its way. On the line, juggling mark there, taken by big Simon Williams. So, that was Catford, I think. So, the ball out here, taken out here by James Atkins. Danger! So, Atkins nurses the ball up the flank area. Ball to Sarah, looms at the back of the pack, couldn't get a run at it in the end, but he's there to crumb it. Goes to ground under a tackle from Grouch, I think it is, in the shadow area. And umpire will come in and ball it up in front of the pavilion area. Good crowd in the house here.
Yep.
Sunday football winner, and we'll do it all again next week in the first semi-final. Onkavalla taking on the winner of this game. Comes out here to Grouch. Over here, started taken by Hocking.
Tuck.
Got it out to Tuck. Tuck nurses it forward to Aishaw, nearly half volleyed it. Brooks guards him off the ball as Bruce sweeps the ball back out to his lookalike in Wiedenhofer. The kick is coughed up, but Bruce is good enough, the doormat, to back it up. Gets it out here. Cruel bounce avoided Moore. Lapped up by his teammate Johnson for the Woods. Gets it across here and nursed up the line by Hopkins. Finds Daniel Benson.
So Benson centre wing. 12 minutes gone. The Woods currently holding a nice 5-goal lead. In fact, it's 29 points. 10-7 to 5-8. So Johnson kicks it inside 50. Aisha's the target. Ball's flicking around. Anderson's wrapped up in the tackle there by Williams, I think it is. So the ball held inside 50 here for Blackwood.
Anderson will be pretty happy, bearing in mind they lost the last year's elimination final. Goldie, we were there at Nan Oval to your raid. I think it was only a point or so. So as a coach in his first year, looks like, you know, he'll be pretty happy now in his second year to get a finals win on the board the way they're travelling at the moment. Here's a chance as the ball goes forward again. Ace looming over the top was Bruce William variety.
Oh, nice work.
Dodge 'em cards there from Montgomery's. Yeah, goes to ground. And there'll be a ball up. So dangerous territory here once again for the Barker defence. Woods pressing for their 11th goal. Ball comes in here. William Bruce fed it out there. The Payne, I think it was, got it to Montgomery. He's been good after that knock in the first term. Little dinky kick out the line, finds a teammate in Stokes.
So Billy Stokes, little pop-up pass over the top, just enables Bricknell to come in and chop it off. Bricknell with the handball over the top to McCarthy against Stokes. Good one-on-one contest. Two young guns, and Wiedenhofer, is it Wiedenhofer? Comes in, and he's wrapped up in the tackle. So half-forward line for Blackwood. 13 minutes gone. Goal kickers in this quarter, there's only been 2, Bill and Aish. Aish kicked 6 goals in the match so far and has increased his season tally to 40. Of course, leading goal kicker in the comp during this shortened season. Umpires called a free kick here, and it looks like it's going to big Simon Williams.
Yep, Hopton just jumped straight in that contest, so Simon Williams will nurse it up the dream maker commentary spot. Leaping behind is Hopkins, but too strong, too tall on that occasion was Hines. So the Mid-North recruit nurses the ball up the line, but getting a hand and deflecting was Daniel Bennett. So the ball over the boundary line. here on the Coventry outer wing at Arkaba Oval. So Ruck's Gabba. Looks like Hines having a spill in Ruck. He'll be against Warbett. Warbett over the top, got it down to McCready. Sweeps a handball out of the tuck. Long sweeping handball towards Spawn. Gave him a challenge as he set upon by a couple of roos, one of them being Payne. Ball held in underneath him. Umpire will come in once again and ball up. So come out 14-minute mark. Blackwood seemingly in control, 10-7, 5-8 of this elimination final.
So Jan Warbett racks up. Roos counterpart there and Billy Stokes. 14-minute mark. Elimination final, as Pistol said. It's coming out to Matt Tuck versus Thomas. One-on-one contest. Tuck, nicely done. Good shepherd as well by Johnson. Kick up the line. Anderson's the target. He earns a free kick here, says the umpire. So Ryan Anderson, the playing coach for the Woods, is looking up forward. Just one goal each this quarter. So the Woods have held their 5-goal half-time lead. Kick inside 50. Nice. Oh, big Hopton trying his opponent out the way there.
Montgomery
and
there,
dropped the mark. And it's held up inside 50. So the Woods have got the ball about 45 minutes out from goal.
Umpire obviously blindsided there because, as you said, Phil Hopton just pulling the swan out of the contest, but they got away with it. This time Hopton will go for the ruck. Williams grabbed the ball. Handball's there here to the run of William the Bruce. Can he gather it? Yes. Looks for backup support, but instead gives it to Dykesman, who gives it back to Anderson. Anderson said sail! Camera right down the barrel, but unfortunately it drifts wide. So, well, let off there after a mistake by the Mount Barker defence. But Blackwood extend their margin here. 10-goal, 8.
5 goals even.
5-8, yep, 5-30-point margin. So Montgomery everywhere. Nurses a nice kick up the line, finds William the doormat. Bruce handballs back to his
G-Bunger.
G-Bunger. They go to different hairdressers, I'd bet. Puts it up to brother Basil. So Henry Bruce,
here we go.
Hands to the
Fresh
fresh
FM.
man. Can he line up? No. Unselfishly honours the lead of Worthley, I think it is. So Worthley, once again, they're on the move.
Basil.
Put it across here, back to Bruce, Henry Bruce. Meanwhile,
he's paid
Blackwood
it.
calling for infringement off the ball.
Is it Bricknell?
It looks like Bricknell down. I'd like to see
It
that
was
one on
Sugar
the monitor.
Jeanette versus...
I think he's paid. What's he paid?
No, he's paid it to Bruce. He hasn't
We'll have a
actually
look at
seen
the
that
replay.
incident.
Bricknell's down anyway.
There, he's down off the ball. And a little
He's
bit of,
not looking
little
too
bit of
good.
trouble at the moment, the key defender. So
That's
just
not
wait
where
and
he
see.
marked
Keep
the
an
ball,
eye.
though.
It's coming up here soon. We'll just be able to tell you what happened, Colo, as the ball comes in here. Over the top there, played on. Comes back to Thomas, says Bricknell coming in.
Yeah, he marked the ball about 5 metres to the left of that.
Oh, something happened behind the play there.
Something off the
Yeah,
ball.
Jeanette was just holding his ground, I think, and
maybe ran into him.
Blind side. So it's Henry Bruce here.
To say this is important is an understatement.
8 goals for the season so far. He needs to make it 9, which he has.
Nice.
Nice finish there by Henry Bruce. Just gives him a little bit of hope, Shane Cole.
Yeah, it does give him a little bit of hope. The game's sort of dropped down a couple of rungs this quarter, unfortunately. It's a bit warm today, and there's just been a few skill errors and whatnot this quarter, but the pressure's up and about. If Mount Barker can just find their feet a little bit, use the ball a little bit better, tighten up at stoppages, who knows? They could be in the game.
Hi, this is Darrett Gavrilova, and when I'm not on court, I enjoy a serve of community sport here on HFL Media.
She in the US Open?
Kosego, no, she had that knee injury,
that's right.
which took her down the rankings, but I think she needs to get back and do some work with you as one of the great baseline volley experts at Littlehampton in your time there, Goldie, but our Daria back on the circuit soon, so we wish her all the best. Meanwhile, back in the centre, football's the name of the game here at Arkaba Oval as Bruce, last goal kicker, tries to shrug his way through, but he's held up in a pretty good tackle there. Applied
18 minutes gone.
By Jimmy Catford. So Warbett once again do the ruck work. Fits it down to Catford, gathers the ball, steadies and goes bang with the right foot up forward. Target there's big Phil Hopkins. Good spoil from behind by Howie. Ball comes to ground over the pack is Anderson high. Snap at goals, bounces out towards the scoreboard pocket and goes out of bounds in front of the said board, which reads Blackwood 10-8 to 6-8 by the Barkaroos, and we've come up to 18.5 minutes gone here, Benjamin. So it suggests Blackwood a handy lead, but never say die to Barkaroos.
Never say never. I'd say there's 8 minutes left in this quarter anyway.
McCready trying to thread his way through and has drawn a free
What's
kick.
He doing? He's pointing a lot and he's
McCready was infringed if you watch the replay as he came to come
I'll
through.
get the replay up here. So
comments.
he'll good side for him on the left foot here. So he'll should go back here and kick this goal.
And I tell you
He's been a goal kicker this year, so...
Yes, he has. He actually kicked their first goal of the game for Blackwood at 5-minute mark. As I said, Shane, he's actually kicked 14 in total for the season. So, experienced campaigner. Oh, it's a bit of a mung, but good enough. Shane, to get a check at the academy, I guess it got the full points.
Scoreboard don't tell stories, mate, but it's a good finish. Unfortunate free kick. Howie just over exuberant there at the stoppage. Just didn't need to do that, and unfortunately held on too long and gave the free kick to McCready, and he was good enough to put it on the board. So we're back to that same margin again.
Yeah, that 30-point margin, and bearing in mind they led at 30 points Blackwood at quarter time, and the same margin at half time. And well, coincidentally, they lead by that margin at the moment, 30 points, and we'll come up to 19.5 minutes gone, third term. Baxter, big leap for the Roos, got the tap down, taken by Bruce, fed the handball out to Thomas, gets a muffled kick away, bouncing ball. Taken here by Worthley, I think it is. Good play, drives the Roos in. Here's Bricknell.
Kicked it beautifully to 3 Blackwood players.
Good to see him recovered. He has recovered as he applies a good strong tackle there.
It's been a single day, I reckon, today, Jeffrey. There's not much connection between the Mount Barker mids and the forwards at times, and all players forwards led to the one spot there, and he kicked it the completely opposite.
So Hines did the ruck work. Snared there by Blackwood. Held up there was Jimmy Hopton, so the umpire will come in once again, ball up. Hines did a ruck work again. Over the top was Bennett. Comes down here for Callens, is it? Tries a bit of funny magic, but right in the line taking defensive mark is Nathan Dunn for the Woods.
So Dunn, last line of defence. 20 minutes gone. It's 11 goals 8 to 6 goals 8. The Woods leading nice and comfortably. It's gone out of bounds, so it'll be a boundary throw-in. Hillsfooty.com is where the action is on YouTube. Get involved in the comments there, and also Hills Football League Facebook page. We've got the comments thread going, so join in today on Father's Day. Lovely conditions here from Arkaba Oval in Heathfield. Meantime, clearing kick from Johnson out towards the wing. Ooh. Johnson was, Baxter was up. Over the top was Hopton as well. Here's a chance. Benson. Left boot, half forward line for the Woods now. Oh. Good use of the body, Aish. Dangerous position here. Couple of Woods sprinting towards goal. One of them is Aish. What can he do? He's usually dangerous in these positions. Slids over. It's in the pocket area. Snap round the corner. I think that was Anderson. Meantime, Mount Barker should clear here. Last line of defence. McCarthy puts up the mitt. Goes over the top of him. Samuel Callens. Short little pass over the top, and Mount Barker could be out here through Payne.
Payne nurses up in front of Bay 13 here at Mount Lofty Oval. And out on the full, is it the call? Yes, it is. So I think it's Bennett's going to take the resultant free kick. Quickly puts the ball across here to McCormick. It was good in the first half. Oh, remarkable slips catch there, Shane Collins, diving.
Isaac McCormick.
Kept the ball above terra firma. So left foot goes out towards the wing, the Maslin interchange area. Good sport there from Grouch, bouncing ball, intercept by the big man Hines. Fires out a handball here to Basil Bruce. He's working his butt off for the Roos. Puts it forward. Oh, bouncing ball taken by Bricknell, who just concedes to the airball to about 50 metres.
Is that a rule in the Hills? Here's another one.
Well, that's more than the rush behind. It was like a hurricane behind.
Bricknell brings the ball back in for the Woods, and he finds a target there in Johnson. Off he goes, keen to move it straight down the middle of the oval. Has a bounce. Who's the target here? Well, Wiedenhofer's coming out at full pelt, and he takes it nicely for Mount Barker. Needed goal desperately before a three-quarter time. Gone 22 minutes here. Lores takes the mark. Kick inside 50. Who's the target? Well, it's Worsley. Is he going to move it on quickly? He's got big Hines on here. Goes with a short pass. Chopped out. Could come off. No, it's not. Benson will clear for the Woods. And it'll come back in, though, because Callens takes the mark for Mount Barker.
So, slamming Sammy Callens with the ball. He's got a lead out here. Let me across it. That's a great mark taken by big Hines.
Up he went, the big man.
In opposition there, I think it was Bennett.
You called it, Goldie. They need this one.
And landing on teammate Stokes, but
well, they're a fit side, Mount Barker, no doubt about that. We know Andrew Bruce has had a big pre-season with them.
So as we said,
every club had a big pre-season.
Hines kicked the opening goal at the opening goal of the match at the same end. So big Damien Hines, 17 goals for the season. Deliberate preparation here. He knows how important this goal will be. As Benny Goldfinch said, 23 minutes gone. So three-quarter time looming. Lays back on the drop punt. I tell you, that's pretty good. Straight over the head of the goal umpire and Kevin Upton.
He likes him up the hill.
Absolutely. Well, he's only 2 goals. What are you saying?
He shot down the hill. Was really disappointing. I thought he would have kicked that in the second quarter. But anyway, that goal's just given him a sniff. you know, although the scoreboard, we're only looking at 4 goals, they just haven't played well enough yet today, but they've still got probably 35 minutes, 30 minutes of footy where they can really put the pedal to the metal, and if they can get some centre clearance work and give the big fella a chance, they could get this back. So
positive here, they've actually outscored Blackwood in this quarter, 3-2 at this current stage, and they've got the margin back to 4 straight goals. 11-8 plays 7-8 here in Call of the Wild. Trust you enjoying hillsfooty.com. Taken by Callums from the ruck contest. Drives them forward. Hines is a target again over the head. Also Stokes. Hines hits the ball at the ground level. Oh, good diving in there for Blackwood defence. Down on his horse.
Umpires lurking.
I think it might have been...
Just interesting. Billy Stokes full forward on the lead there. They've got him playing the deep leading full forward at the minute, so interesting move there.
So Bennett's against Hines. Bennett's got the tap down.
Well,
comes
Stokes.
out. Here's a chance for Stokes. Tried to go for the pain, overran it. Goes back and gets it at the ground level. He's locked up in a big tackle by Brickmore. Meanwhile, the ball spills out here. Hands and knees stuff. Desperation by both teams. And the ball up will be taken some 25 metres out from Longwood end goal as Blackwood... defending vigorously here.
25-minute mark, 25 metres out from goal. Here's the fresh man. I was going to say he was around the area before. Tried to get a handball out. Well, eventually it comes out. Went through the legs of Sugar Jeanette. Maybe a set play because it comes to Callens and he kicks a goal!
Tell you what.
That is brilliant. The Roos are up and about as they head towards three-quarter time. And there can't be much longer left. 25-minute mark. Back-to-back goals for Mount Barker, and they're well and truly back in this one.
Yeah, good goal by Callens. He's been good today. I reckon he's tried his absolute boiler out through the midfield and hard running and deserved that goal there. But Mount Barker, here they come. It's over to Blackwood now. They've got to be able to hold this up, and they'll be screaming for this three-quarter time break, I think.
Good work there as he sold a bit of candy and just finished off a bit of a, as I said, mung off the boot, but got what we desired, a goal if you're a Mount Barker supporter. So it's pulled back to 3 straight kicks, 11-8 to 8-8. Game on here. Comes down to McCready. Feeds the ball out here to Benson. He shrugs off an opponent, manages to get a handball out here to Spawn. Spawn in time got it to Tuck. Tuck high kick out towards McCormack. He bundles his opponent out the way and then goes towards goal, but the whistle is gone. And calling for 50 there is Marshall. How, as he'll take the result free kick.
Mount Barker just starting to get a little bit of zing and zoo here.
So Marshall Howe waiting for the ball to be returned as he is trying to claim extra distance, but the umpire not having any of it. So Howe waiting for the ball to be retrieved. As you said, 11-8 plays.
3 goals the margin.
Yep, who would have thought that early in the quarter?
Well, last time we saw Blackwood, I think they were leading by 4 goals against Onkers and lost.
Yeah, they seem to cough up. But anyway, see where it goes from here. So Howe kicks it up the line to the lead of Hines. The big man got his hand to it, flicks it out, follows it up.
G-Banger's on here.
He's got support here, goes on his own on the left, goes towards the... Looking for Payne, ball spilt there. Oh, well, good shepherding for Blackwood. Brings the ball out, ball to Sarah. Quick round the corner. Couldn't raise the eyes as he kicked round the corner and taken by Worthley.
Worthley, here we go. Kick into the middle of the ground, finds William the doormat Bruce. Who's he got here? One before three-quarter time, and they will charge into a three-quarter time here, the Roos. They're only trailing by 3 goals now. It's really crept up on us. They've kicked 4 goals to 2 in this quarter. Patient build-up here. Worthley kicks in the middle of the ground. Wiedenhoff, he's got a player all by himself out here on the half-forward flank. And that player, Pistols, is... Who we got out there?
Looks like it's James Atkinson.
Atkinson.
Yeah.
Kick inside
Danger.
50. Oh, the big man at full pelt. Took a beautiful mark.
Full stretch there, and well, the big Hines.
Yeah, the big fellas look good. When they can get the ball to the right spots and get it clean through the middle of the ground, they look a lot better. But Blackwood have just dropped off their intensity at the moment. That was too easy. Really worrying signs going into the break here. So the big fella kicks this. She's game on.
Well, he nailed one from just about the same spot not long ago. So this time, I think this one might have
leaned back on it.
Yes, he
they're
leaned
praying
back.
for it to come back the other way, but no.
You could see that. So unfortunately, minus
might be a handy
score.
point, Jeffrey.
17 points now, the margin.
They all count, Shane, as they say. So Bricknell, who's recovered from that knock earlier in the quarter, goes straight down the ground. Who hit the cricket pitch here.
There we go. There's the air raid siren.
And there it is, the tugboat signals. So end of a very good quarter of football if you're Mount Barker. They look down and out at half-time, trailing by 30 points, but they've clawed it back here. Goldie just waiting for the scoreboard to change. Blackwood 11.
17 points.
17-point margin. So, yeah. Game
8-9,
on
I
here.
think. 11-8 to 8-9, is it?
Yeah, 8-9 to 11-8. exactly.
7, 8, 8, 9.
Yep.
Jaden and Indy have taken their time. They've got the iPads out, the paperwork ready, and they're going to have some time here to let us know the stats that happened in that quarter.
Cheers, thanks Goldie. So yeah, 50 kicks, 30 handballs and 27 marks there from Mount Barker. Especially in the second half of that quarter, they were really good. They're playing some more aerial football through the ground and picking those targets. Their kicking efficiency was a lot better in that quarter as well. So yeah, they've had their tackle pressure was good, 25 tackles, and they had 16 inside 50s. Actually 2 less in that quarter than the second quarter, and they scored 2 more goals. So a bit more efficient inside 50. Indy.
Well, for the most part, Blackwood's kicking and handball game remained the same. 47 kicks, 20 handballs isn't much different from what they got in the second quarter or the first term. What's ironic about this third quarter is that in red time for the opening term, they absolutely slaughtered Mount Barker, but this time they got slaughtered in red time by Mount Barker, and they conceded, 3 or 4 goals during red time, but a very high tally. And you can also notice their tackling pressure decreasing a bit. Only 15 tackles this quarter, their lowest for the game so far. But one thing to note is Mount Barker are playing a lot more aerial football. They're kicking short, but they're kicking clean. So a lot of kick and mark play there while also maintaining their handballing composure. So they've been very clean to try and compensate for the previous half that we saw. Blackwood, on the other hand, they're going to have to find a response to that because 15 marks isn't awful, but compared to the 27 that Mount Barker got, pretty evident that Mount Barker are gaining that momentum. They're really tidying up their football and they're keeping their cool as well. I think Blackwood may be just a little lenient in that term, so they'll need to bring the pressure back for this last quarter.
And also just some quarter stats here, boys. So that was the equal highest quarter score for Mount Barker this year. So 27 was the score, 4 goals, 3, and it was the highest third quarter score for them. And out of the 7 quarters of football between the 2 weeks, Mount Barker's played Blackwood, so 4 quarters last week and 3 quarters so far today. That's the first time that Mount Barker has won a quarter against Blackwood in the last 2 weeks. So there's a stat for you, boys. So hopefully Mount Barker can keep it up and we can have a close one.
G'day, this is Tony Modger, and there is always plenty of top marks with the coverage of Hills Community Football here on HFL Media.
Hi, Ross Brooks from the Mount Barker Football Club, and you're with the vibe of the Mortgage Choice Hills Football League here on HFL Media.
This is Jack Bampton from the Leberthal Football Club, and you're with HFL Media, keeping you up to date on the Mortgage Choice Hills Football League.
G'day, this is dual Hills League male medalist Matt Cooper, and you're catching the vibe of community football here on HFL Media.
You are indeed on HFL Media, 3/4 time, Division 1 Elimination Final here. And, well, exciting game on offer here. Blackwood 11-8, Mount Barker 8-9. So a 17-point margin to the Woods, bearing in mind they led by 30 points, 7-1 to 2-1 at quarter time. 9-4 to 4-4, maintain that 30-point margin, and then, as I said, 17 points 3/4 time, 4-2 term by the Barkeroos, as they've really given themselves a chance here, Benny Goldfinch.
Certainly have, Pistols. Last week, Blackwood led 13-4 to Mount Barker 10-6 at 3/4 time, and the Roos were held to 2 points in that final term. Blackwood came home nicely with the 4-goal final term, but just feel like the Roos have got some momentum here as we head towards the start of the final term. As Pistol said, goal kickers in that term for the Roos: Bell, Henry Bruce, Hines and Callens, and 2 of those goals came in the last couple of minutes to Hines and Callens, and McCready and Aish kicked some goals for Blackwood.
All right, he's been out and about. Our man Shane Collins.
Thanks, Jeffrey. Yeah, quite interesting at the huddle with Blackwood at the break. They're very jovial and very relaxed and a bit of laughing and quite surprising, to be honest. I thought they would have been really trying to get their mindset back into what probably transpired in the last 10 minutes of that quarter, but they were very calm, if you like, very casual, and even young Spawn was off talking to a couple of mates off the back of the huddle at the time, just chewing the fat. But over at Mount Barker, very structured. Brucey just said about them, don't think that it's just going to happen. They've got to stay smart. They've got to work on the things that are important to them. They're going to play with the extra tool forward. They said they've got that get-out kick, but he said, please play smart, lower your eyes, and don't think just is kicking down the hill is going to do it. So really interesting to see how this transpires.
Thank you very much, Shane Collins. So we're underway last term. Blackwood leading by 17 points. Last quarter of football in 2020 for one of these teams. Bouncing ball. Benson's the first to get there. Tries to toe poke it forward. Bouncing ball. Coming in strongly was Anderson. Deflects out into McCormick. He shoots a handball back here to Benson. And in turn gets it back to Jimmy Catford, who just caresses the ball out wide. Finds Johnson, I think it is, who sets sail. That would have been the perfect start, but he's offline. So it does extend it out to the straight 3-goal margin. 18 points in favour of Blackwood. Three-quarter time.
Yeah.
Country Division, Kangarilla 12-10, leading Kersbrook 8-8.
Oh,
your
Brooks.
boys, the Blues, Goldie,
stuff.
up and about. Meanwhile, back here at Heathfield Oval, Tuck feeds the ball back to Johnson. He runs into trouble. Payne first to get there for the Roos, gives it out to Wiedenhofer. He's been good this afternoon. Mung's one along the boundary line. Good interception there for Blackwood. As they go backwards, cuffed up by Bricknell. Manages to get a boot the ball. High kick in front of Bay 13 here. Big leap by Hopton, off hands. Close to the boundary line. Still alive, it looks like. Over the top there is Johnson. Finally, the academy boy lurking. And finally, the umpire will come in and ball it up close to the boundary line.
So ball up, just in front of the old Bay 13. Freshman Thomas handballs to William the doormat Bruce, kick in the middle of the ground. Off hands here, tried to collect, there was McCormack. Roos supporters wanting a free kick. Meantime, kick inside 50. I think it was Payne, one-on-one. Williams, the big man down there with Hines in this quarter. Dangerous handball. Under pressure, the Woods. There's plenty of Mount Barker players. One of them's Billy Stokes. And he's missed it.
Bennett's
Torched that.
Bennett's handball there was a little bit dubious. And, geez, lucky to get out of jail there, Blackwood.
They were very, very lucky, but some real good signs from Mount Barker. They did need to improve the intensity around stoppages and make sure they went forward with some real presence, and that looks like that is coming to fruition now.
So 8-10 plays 11-9 to be ball to Cyril. The kicking in duties for the Woods. Picks out McCready, half-back flank areas. The Woods work up the hill. We'll be able to see, boys, if that psychological advantage I spoke about of working up the hill in the last term comes into play for the Blackwood Football Club. Taken by Spawn, goes centre of the ground.
Oh, he's pinpointed Callens.
Yeah. Wobbett was the target, but the big man slipped over, so it's Goldie called Callens with the mark.
Callens kicks towards the half-forward line. An early goal here for the Roos, and they will be up and about, no doubt about that one. Here's a chance for the Swan. After early head clash in that first term, it's come back on nicely. It's just really lowering those eyes, looking inside 50 for a target. High ball, long, strong to the goal line, off hands, minus score. So consecutive points to the Roos to start us in this final term. And they close the margin. 8 goals 12 now to 11 goals 9.
So Bricknell in the shadows now, starting to engulf Arkaba Oval. It's been a brilliant afternoon for footy. Brilliant day. Long kick. Warbett in front of Baxter.
Well done, the big
Let the
fella.
umpire know that he got one.
Yeah.
Mellon, so got it across to Bennett. Quickly puts up the line for Blackwood up towards Dykesman. Beaten by the bounce there. Good attack.
Didn't
on the
have
ball
it.
Yeah, Scrag there was the Mount Barker
Didn't
boy
have it.
in the distance.
Players on along here on the wing.
So Howie, I think it is, running through. Gets gets on a bit of a barrel up there. Off hands from Worthley. Blackwood defence scrambled at ground. Never come out the big war, but he gets a high kick on the Maslin interchange wing. Camped under it was McCready.
Oh! What a ripper!
He didn't mark that.
Fantastic mark taken there.
He
of
didn't
McCready.
mark that.
So Grouch plays the ball forward. Another big pack flying in the shadows. Well scooped.
Oh,
up
that's
there.
a height. That's there. That's
Stokes grabbing
That's
the ball and
What's
was
it
it
called
French?
here?
So meanwhile, the ball kicked down, taken by Bricknell. Bit of indecision here. The players don't know what's going on, but it's going to go back here. And it looks like it's going to be a kick taken by
Someone in
Barker.
the shadow.
That was an interesting mark of the year. That was a bit like the Ablett one some years ago, wasn't it?
Gary Pert, yeah.
Yes.
Billy Stokes Pistols has got the ball. I can tell he's got the blonde tiz.
Once again in the Ablett situation, Collingwood gypped again, Shane, as the ball comes forward.
Oh, no,
bouncing
player
by at the back. Oh, Williams pushed off the ball.
Does anyone want it?
Taken here by Blackwood, by Bricknell. Oh, he kicks off the side of the boot, but
Oh,
luckily McCready is able to get across and grab it in mid-air. So bit of pressure on both sides now. 8-12, Mount Barker coming at Blackwood. They're 11-9, called play on. McCready high kick towards the Flynn, the cameraman over the top is Benson, and spoils his opponent there in Marshall, how, and we'll have a boundary throw in.
I understand Coach Andrew Bruce's need for the tools forward, but I reckon he might be one too many at the moment. Ball's hit the ground there a few times. They just haven't enough leg speed to capitalise, so might need to look at that.
Just repeating, Country Division, Kangaroo 12-10, Lee Kersbrook 8-8, three-quarter time, semi-final.
Henry Bruce goes to Montgomery. Some class there. Oh, what's the umpire called here?
Yeah,
it's a
legal
throw.
disposal.
So Ryan Anderson
fierce attack
can set it up here. He's got McCready with a short pass. He's playing his players to push on over. Meantime, Anderson, playing coach for Blackwood, kicks up the wing. Over the top there was Wiedenhofer. Nice work there. I think it was Worthley. Henry Bruce goes to G-Banger Grouch.
Oh, I missed him.
And it's found Anderson against Wiedenhofer. So off he goes. Anderson kicks towards centre-half forward. And it's taken there by Dykesman. He'll kick inside 50 for Blackwood to the dangerous Joel Ace, who dropped the mark. Probably should have taken that one. Here's McCormack.
Trouble. Oh, magnificently done by the young man. Cool head for a young bloke in a hot situation there. Just read it off hands, wheeled around after it come off hands from Ace, and finishes off nicely, Shane Collins.
Yeah, that was absolutely fantastic work. What a star player he is. We saw him only a few weeks ago, and I thought he was outstanding that day, and he's backed it up again. And it's during the regular season, it's hard enough to play well as a young fella, but to come into a finals and play like he has today is outstanding for the Blackwood Footy Club. So well done to him, and great resulting goal.
So the Woodsmen get a bit more breathing space, 12-9 to 8-12. So back in the centre, in the pitch area, taken by Callens, threads his way clear, puts it out here towards Worthley. Good defensive work there by Dunn, brought the band to the ground, but Worthley slipped clear, has a shot on the run, but they need a goal, and that's far from achieving anything as is out in the full by the scoreboard. As I said, reads 12-9 Blackwood, Mount Barker 8-12, and 6 minutes gone, final term.
So Bricknell with the ball. Hillsfooty.com and Hills Football League Facebook page, get involved. So we head towards the 6-minute mark. Woods just slightly increased their lead after Mount Barker had a couple of opportunities to start us in this final term. So it's gone out of bounds just around from us in the broadcasting position. Jan Warbett in ruck versus Baxter, it looks like. Around the action is Stokes, Henry Bruce, McCready, Thomas, Tuck. Meantime, Warbett with the left mitt, brings it to ground level nicely. Clearing kick from the stoppage. Benson versus Montgomery. Nice hands. Off goes T. He handballs to a player in Johnson who could have a bounce. He does. Handballs over the top to Anderson. Here's the playing coach. He goes to sweeping handball over the top to Ace. He'll wheel around and kick his number 7th.
And he's put that on Ironbank Oval. Well done to Blackwood. G. Benson was very, very good in front of us here. Great 50-50 contest. And a player of Montgomery's ilk on his tail. He was very strong over the footy and good hands off and good running by Blackwood. They've stifled the Mount Barker comeback, I feel, in the last few minutes, so well done to them.
Bit generous there, Goldie's only got 6, but that doesn't matter. Well, you still might be in line for 7, so
over 5, it's a lot.
Don't scrub it out of your budget just yet. So back in the centre, the Woods urging the challenge, and Anderson playing a very tactical game here as a leader, just playing that kick behind the play, and he's been involved in a couple of defensive movements, and including that one, which ended up obviously in the hands of McCormick. A great goal by the youngster, the son of the great Simon McCormick, the male medalist back in his day. So back in the centre, Williams went early, ball comes down here. Taken by Tuck, ball comes out. Here's McCormick again, hands and knees at ground level. He's set upon by a couple of roos.
Holding the ball.
Well, a bit tough there. He could get there. Meanwhile, the ball was taken off, running off his Stokes. Puts the ball towards Hines territory. The big man lumbers out and takes a good grab. And that was like waiting for the bus to come, wasn't it, Shane? He just put up the Dukes and waited for it to arrive, the ball. So Hines.
Good work by Stokes to get that forward and mark it. Interesting call, that, holding the ball. There's been 25 of them today. That was first one I've seen that have been that hot.
So chance for his third goal of the afternoon. Hines leans back.
No, he's not going up the hill,
It's not going to come back. Yeah, you're right. Goal, Longwood Road end specialist, I suggest, Shane Collins. So the Roos, 3 points straight for the quarter when they badly need a goal just to reduce this.
And a couple of them have been they should have been goals too, so very costly.
So Bricknell will bring the ball back in for the Woods in the shadows. Goes out wide towards the clubhouse side. Big leap there from Catford, Jimmy Catford on song there.
He's making a late run for the mullets too.
It's Catford with the mullet.
Yeah, Catford nurses the ball up the line. Yeah, he's joined the mullet crew. So Blackwood with the ball in the shadows in front of the, as I said, perhaps a bit of the cheap gone out of the Wood support group there as it goes along towards the Bay 13 area. The top was Connor O'Riordan with a smother for the Roos. Ball locked in there. Over the top, Payne also getting involved. So once again, we'll have a ball up, and it's good to see the media managers return after a looks like a rather generous Father's Day luncheon, and good to see you brought a few samples back for your team. As the ball comes down here, bouncing ball by the interchange area, taken by Callan, span out of trouble, got towards Stokes, put his head over the ball there, somehow threads his way back. Ball cuts here, taken by Thomas, gives it the run of Montgomery, the Swan.
Replace your divots.
Yeah, he got tripped up by the man in the pitch. So clearing kick there for Blackwood. Bouncing out here is McCormack again, who kicked that sensational goal. Left foot caresses in the direction of Dykesman. Oh, good defensive spoil there by Howie, I think it is, on the last line. Put the ball over the line. There's a bit of off the play, a bit of push and shove. Like it's Howie and Spawn, is it? Test of strength there as G-Banger comes in and says, sorts out the constable, Goldie.
Boundary throw in, 10 minutes gone. So it's on the half-forward line for the Woods. A couple of early goals in this final term assisting their chances. Montgomery goes to Billy Stokes. Nice handball. Kicks to half-forward line. Taken by Hines. Off he goes the big man. Kick into the forward pocket. Scoreboard pocket. And that's not the best. Well, it's come back in. Oh, Worthley sees it out of bounds. So,
as you know, Shane has very deep pockets here at Arkaba.
Yeah,
in fact, in the old days, it used to double as a swimming pool in
and
about
still
July.
missed him by 5 metres, so that was a poor forward entry there.
So 13-9 to 8 goals 13. Boundary throw in. Dangerous position here. Inside 50 for the Roos.
Geez, Bennett's on the ball, similar to what was out here when they paid a free kick. But anyway, umpire Zeus says, I will have it. So ball up. Williams, Warbett tried to take it out the air. Ball comes down at ground level. Once again, a scramble held in there for Blackwood by Moore. So once again, the Rucks will do battle.
20 metres out here from the Roos goal. Warbett versus Hines in ruck. Good work here. McCready takes the ball, kicks it out towards McCormack, who's been good, and almost hit
Robbie Sherwood.
Sherwood just
straight into the action, Colo.
Hey?
Like a ball magnet.
Just racking up the stats already. So, Williams against Hop. The ball comes down there. Good attack, Callens. Geez, he's playing a boomer of the last quarter. Feeds the ball back to Wiedenhoff and finds himself a bit of space. Then dinkies it up the line, finds Payne. So the Roos just working it forward systematically. He's got Stokes, who's slipped clear out here from McCormack. Takes on the half-forward flank area. Goes in, board. This is an important kick just over the head there of Bell to target. He butters up though. He's pinged. He's got a couple that could be holding the ball. Yes, illegal disposal. So unfortunately, a good build-up there. Shane just nipped in the bud.
Yeah, a little unfortunately. Should have given it the first time. And Callan's hooked on his left and actually kicked the goal. But unfortunately comes back and another opportunity wasted for the Roos.
So Bennett's with the ball. Or I should say Catford. Looking for options here. It's got McCready on. He'll go against Stokes. And also Wiedenhofer. And earns a free kick against Wiedenhofer there. So McCready just near us in the broadcasting position. 13 minutes gone. Final quarter action. Hopton presenting nicely there. Just in front of us here. Just slowing it down. So Phil Hopton is looking up the line. He's got Big Yarn Warbett. Is putting up a mitt. Also Dykesman's down there. Goes to one of those two players. High flying mark by the Swan. Harley Montgomery takes a nice mark. And he'll look to reload here for the Roos on the half-back flank.
Graceful grab by the Swan. He goes back towards Howie, I think it is. Sorry. It was actually Atkins. He nurses the ball across here to William Bruce. Goes out wide towards the Maslin wing interchange area. And ball bundled over the Barrington for throwing right in front of the balcony. Bit quieter than is normal if the Candy Stripers were playing. Blackwood 13-9 leading Mount Barker 8-13. And just going on 13 minutes gone, so still time if they're good enough, the Roos. But as it stands, the time starting to run out for season 2020. Ball locked in there. Once again, as the shadows encroach upon Arkaba Oval. Still a good crowd in the house.
Okay, Rose Pistols says another great call from the Dream Team and the Dream Maker. Thanks very much.
Very hard expert. Jeez. Very hard people to please, some of them. So, right in front of the coach's box. Assistant coach Murphy over there, so and Andrew Bruce. Can they manufacture something for their side here? Bouncing ball, taking it through was Spawn. Got it back to Catford. He tries to shrug out of trouble. In the shadows there. It's like a rolling rugby scrum at the moment. Rabbitohs taking on the Storm. As they're hobbling off their Spawn in the distance there, boys. Looked like he might have a corky or rolled an ankle.
Just near Mount Barker's interchange bench. Ball's fumbling around out towards the boundary lines, taken by Tuck, and he set upon immediately in the tackle there by William the Doormat Bruce. So 13 goals 9, 8 goals 13. Hillsfooty.com, Hills Football League Facebook page, got the live stream going for the finals. So, of course, we'll be covering the finals from here on in. Here's a chance for Callens. Oh, he's nice tackle there. That's holding the ball in the middle of the ground. Good work there by McCready.
He's been huge, McCready, the second half.
McCready gets quickly onto Catford. I know that mullet now. Kick inside 50. He's got Dykesman one-on-one. Off he goes to the races. What'd you say? Under 18, best and fairest.
Yeah,
kicks the goal.
Team of the century.
That is it.
They can see his potential.
Under 18, best and fairest. Team of the century. Sorry about that.
For Westies.
There we go.
So, the skipper had a few injury problems this year, but has come back at the right time, and he's nailed that one. So, you'd think, Shane, that maybe the big singer might be warming up. 14-9 to 8-13, and as we said, 16 minutes expired, so pretty handy lead now.
That 7-goal first quarter just absolutely killed this game off, and Mount Barker just never played well enough today. Okay, a little few minutes here and there, very similar to yesterday's game actually, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Made a short run for a short amount of time, but couldn't sustain it, and to Blackwood's credit, they come back hard and they've consolidated their lead in this last quarter.
So Blackwood have kicked 3 goals this term, 3 goals 1 in fact, and Mount Barker just the 3 behinds. Oh, crashing through there. I think it was at Catford.
Catford. Mullets flying around everywhere.
Mullets everywhere. And a cricket pitch area in the centre of Arkaba Oval. So Jimmy Catford hands the ball to umpires this. So up they go again. Baxter against Warbett. Warbett got a nice tap down. McCready's been huge this last quarter, as he has been all game. And Dykesman just sticks out the Duke for a party trick. And the, Velcro hand just wrapped the ball up there, Goldie.
Beautiful. And we're, well, not right behind it. We've got a good look at it here.
So while we're waiting for that, we'll go quickly down to Jaden and Indy for a couple of quick stats.
Take your time, lads.
Cheers, thanks guys. So yeah, 21 kicks and 18 handballs only in this quarter from Mount Barker. Unfortunately, they just haven't been able to do that ball movement they did in that third quarter. And
keep going.
Yeah.
You're right, keep going.
Yeah, unfortunately, they just couldn't maintain that momentum into the last quarter. So yeah, unfortunately for Mount Barker, it's not going to be the day they will remember. Indy?
Very similar stats to the third quarter, but awkwardly this time it's resulting in a lot more scoring momentum for Blackwood. Only 6 inside 50s, but they've really made those entries count. Again, their ability to mark inside the 50 has been really good so far, and that's allowed them to hit targets, and more importantly, their ability to kick on the runs. So really, they are a kicking-centric team, and they've done it from all angles, in all positions, and in all circumstances today. That's why they're on their way to this semi-final next week.
Great work, lads. Ball half forward line. Bell for Mount Barker has a flying shot for goal. And it's gone through for a minor score there. So they go to 8-14. Mount Barker, Blackwood 15-9. So Blackwood are going to play Onka Valley next Sunday. And that's the knockout semi-final. And Harndorf will play Lobethal in the second semi-final. Meantime, ball in the back pocket here. Looks like Baldacera for Blackwood. Kicks up towards the interchange bench for the Woods. Big Yarn Warbett puts up the mitts. Ball's kicked forward by Blackwood. Trying to pick it up there. Well, here's Wiedenhofer. Sugar Jeanette. Oh, here's a chance for the Woods once again. McCready. Oh, cleverly done. That was a bit of party trick sort of stuff there from Troy Hocking. And it's gone out of bounds. He collected the ball behind his back.
Yeah, well, it's similar to Dykesman, who's on 5 of his last 2 goals. And Hocking.
And Blackwood can't say now that we're commentating.
No, the hoodoo is off.
We've called 2 Blackwood winning matches last week.
So Dave Benson will be loving us. Yeah, we've pulled up a premiership win and now a elimination final win for the Blackwood Football Club. So the Woods are the goods at the moment. Here at Arkaba Oval, they lead 15-9 to 8-14. Baxter still leaping high over Hopton. Actually infringed in Hopton's back, so the big fellow will take the resultant free kick. So Hopton just taking his time now. time the enemy now. It's just of the Barkaroos. Hopton drives it wide. Looming out there was Dykesman, but cutting it off is Connor O'Riordan, I think it is.
Yep.
So he'll go backwards to Ross Brooks. Scoops the ball on the bounce. Gets it up to Thomas. Fumbles a mark. Benson closes. Thomas gets a kick around the corner out here to Grouch in the sun-baked side of the ground still. Crowd still enjoying the sun out here at Arkaba. So Grouch, what's on offer? Mad Monday will be on offer tomorrow, I think, as he nurses the ball to Payne. Payne gives it back to Thomas. Kick smothered there by Anderson. Coach leading by example there. Handball given off by Benson to a teammate coming through was Johnson. Overcooks. Here's Ace looming through.
Number 7.
This could be number 7 Goldies. He gabs it. He's always capable of the impossible. He feeds this one back here to Johnson. Goes bang, the boy from Sale. I tell you what, Ace loves it. He said, if I can't kick one like that, you can, Jono. And Evan Johnson, his first goal of the game. And I think that's what, the 15th, 16th for Blackwood. So they're going to run out pretty comprehensive. They won by 7 goals last week, Shane. The way it's you'd hate to see that margin here at the end for Mount Barker. We've been competitive, but just haven't been able to get the score on the board.
Yeah, it's been slightly disappointing for the Roos today. Apart from 15 minutes of footy, they just haven't been at the intensity of Blackwood, and Blackwood have just continued to come and come again. And they even though Mount Barker made a little bit of a run at them, the Blackwood midfield got back on top, and some individual efforts have been outstanding in getting Blackwood back into a comfortable position.
Big Baxter got up over the top, but here's McCarthy, kick towards the half-forward lines, chopped out there. Wiedenhofer for Mount Barker takes the mark. He'll kick out towards the wing area. Isaac McCormick looked like he was called into it. Bell taken by Mount Barker. Oh, good tackle there by McCormick. Good battle up. Kick towards the half-forward line by Mount Barker. Worthy was the target. Great work by the Woods defence here. McCarthy gets the ball after a chain of handballs and finds Matt Tuck. So Matt Tuck in the shadows here, which is basically half the oval now, out towards the boundary line, collected by Respawn. No, it's gone out of bounds.
So good to see Spawn back on the ground. Went off earlier in the quarter with a leg injury, but a bit of running repairs. He's back in business.
And River Moore involved in that last play as well.
Yep, swept the handball out. So, ruck duel, Warbett being good, flicked it over the back. Involved there was Tuck, who's also been pretty good this afternoon. In fact, the entire midfield grunt has been pretty good for the Blackwood Football Club. So, ball up. Ball comes down here. Taken away by Payne, I think it is.
Billy Stokes.
Billy Stokes, sorry, on the run. Unmanned goal scorer, and it's bounced through for a, consolation goal, you'd suggest at this stage of the game, 22-minute mark. Stokes getting the first goal of the term for Mount Barker, but all too late, I think she cried, Shane.
Yes, that certainly is. Junk time now. Not much enthusiasm in what's happening out there. So Blackwood move on. Well done to them. Mount Barker, that's it. Curtains and done. So shortened season. They only saw 1 week of finals.
Hi, it's Chris Gowans here, SANFL Hall of Fame member, and you're listening to the Vibe of the Hills Footy on HFL Media.
You are indeed listening to HFL Media. Trust you've enjoyed our coverage this afternoon on hillsfooty.com. Back in the centre, Baxter still leaping high, got the ball down. Coming to meet it there was O'Riordan, I think it is, goes to ground under a wall of players. Liam McCarthy, because Nick would be watching with a very happy man with his side. He's marching towards the first semi-final. Their hopes are still alive. Mad Monday session tomorrow for the Barkaroos. Comes out to Thomas, gave it to Henry Bruce, gave it back to Howie, nurses the ball up in front of the Dreammaker. Oh, elusive ball. Oh, well done by Benson, showed how you got, then spins out with a good handball out at McCormick, in turn gets it back to Moore. River Moore streams it back into the centre and taken here by Tuck.
So Tuck, great work by Benson. Kick towards the centre half forward area. Oh, that's what we like to see.
That's what we see, the big clunk from the big Phil.
Phil Copton, he's presented well. Kick inside 50. Aish put up the jukes, brings it to ground level. And earning a free kick there is Mark Thomas against Troy Hocking. So Thomas gives it to G-Banger Grouch. Kicks it towards centre wing where we're broadcasting from. Worthy takes the mark, also earned a free kick. Handballs out to Henry Bruce. Not the best handball. And that's gone out of bounds, is it? Oh, shinned off a couple of players and Indy cops it there. And we've got a boundary throw-in just in front of us here. 24-minute mark. And it's Blackwood 16-9, powering into a first semi-final encounter against Onka Valley next Sunday. Mount Barker, 9 goals, 14. Their season is over.
right down the barrel from the cameraman. Benson got the ball out to his teammate and tuck, hands and knee stuff. Got it Catford, gave it back to Benson. Been very good this afternoon, Daniel. Nurses it up, but just eludes Phil Hopton. So as Goldie said, Blackwood march on in the 2020 Premiership race. And for the Barkaroos, unfortunately, after finishing fourth, they, out in one final.
Boundary throw in half forward line, Hopton. And also this man, talented youngster McCarthy, wheels on the right boot, dangerous position, always in the wood. Oh, McCready!
Woo, beauty! Benny McCready!
And he just made sure everyone knew he had the ball there at the end, just held up the ball as he hit the deck. That was sensational.
Could we say, Benny, Simon McCormick-esque?
Yeah, that was.
Perhaps they'll put that photo up in the Blackwood club room.
We're going to have a look at the replay here from the boundary throw-in.
That's one for the ages. Can he finish it off with a goal, which would be his third of the afternoon?
Great work by
He's
McCarthy.
just set himself down, but full points for the...
that was a ripper.
Full points for the leap, but not for the kick. But minor score for Blackwood. But at this stage of the game, I don't think it's all academic value as they move to, I think it's 16-10 to 9-14. So Blackwood, comprehensive win. Ross Brooks kicks it out as the season about to wind down for the Barkaroos. Henry to Bruce, high kick out towards our broadcast wing area. Big Hines got the ball down. Baxter, clever handball on the top to Wortley. Will it sit for him? Yes. He tries to draw a play, gets around him in Rivermore. Steadies the ball into the centre and finds Callens.
Callens in the shade. Kick towards the forward line area. Good defensive spoil there by Johnson. Works it out towards the boundary line. I think it's McCarthy's involved again. He set up the last shot at goal. Now he's on the half-back flank. Lovely spot up pass and finds Spawn. So respawn near Blackwood's interchange bench. Probably the last kick of the game coming up here. Or one of the last kicks.
So Spawn deep, went backwards and looks like he's got Jimmy Hopton. I think it's Goldie in the distance.
Yep.
So Hopton just possession football. Nurses up the line there. Target was Benson. He's been paid a free kick by the looks of it. So Daniel Benson just...
he's been focused and he's had a great game.
Absolutely. So Benson, as you said, past Colts medalist in the HFL. Just surveying what's on lines. We'll go for a long up the line. Big lead there by Hopton. That's another
good.
big strong. That's what we want. The big fella standing up in the dying moments. Big Phil Hopton. Second big clunker as he just eases back past look a little bit of forlorn, the interchange bench for the Roos there, realising they can go home and get fitted out for the costumes for tomorrow, Goldie.
Hopton kicks towards the half forward line. There's another fly from McCready. McCormack, McCready, Hopton, all getting involved. Kick towards a dangerous possession. Here's Dykesman, 2-on-1. Brooks goes back towards big man Hines. He's in the defensive area. Goes back to Brooks, goes back to Hines. Kicks towards the middle of the ground. Worthy presenting, takes a nice chest mark. And there we go, the Woods are into the first semi-final after a pretty comprehensive 16-goal 10 to 9-goal 14 victory against Mount Barker. And a good finish there by the Woods Pistols after Mount Barker closed it to within 16 points, I think, early in the final term.
So I think that works out 38 points. Goldie, I think, is the margin. As Shane Collins is just dispatched to the centre of the ground. He'll have an interview with one of the winning Blackwood players shortly. But as you said, a great win. And
Midget Warburton, Michael Warburton getting involved. He's talking about Joel Aisha's performance there.
Old 6-goal Joel, just ask him. So, of course, Michael Warburton coaching the Blackwood B grade, unbeaten, and into the second semi next week. As Shane Collins lurking there.
He's always lurking for a good interview.
So it looks like he's going to grab someone.
Who we got?
Looks like he's got that star to show young Isaac McCormack. Out to you, Colo.
Thanks, Jeffrey. There's a lot of banter going around. I love this part of the game where you grab a player to interview and the boys just get stuck into him. But with Blackwood, young gun, and great game today to Isaac McCormack. Well done, mate, winning a final.
Yeah, thank you. It was a good effort. I mean, obviously, bit of a slant, bit hot today, but we got the work done and we worked hard to the end. So good find. Love this club. First year at Blackwood, but yeah, loving it.
And this year's your first year of senior footy at the Blackwood Footy Club, and must be really exciting getting to the finals, playing with some experienced blokes, and getting a win in a final must be huge for the club.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love all the senior blokes, and definitely learn a lot from them. Teach me a lot during the year.
Pendles.
Especially that one there. But yeah, learning a lot and keen to play some more footy here. Yeah.
And just a lot off the wing today and sort of, getting around behind the ball. But we love the big flying marks too, mate. It's a good part of your game. So you're enjoying that sort of style? Is that your natural position to play out there on the wing?
Yeah, I played wing a lot of the time. I love the run, love the, the outside marks and stuff. One of my favourite things to do. Yeah, heaps of fun.
And it must be exciting from a club point of view. You've got some great leaders and real strong through the midfield. McCready and the coach does a wonderful job, played really well today, I thought, Anderson. You learn a lot off them and the way they really carry you, don't they, through the midfield?
Yeah, definitely. The midfield crew have definitely experienced and definitely smart and learn a lot from them in terms of structures and just little skillful things we can do to, get the ball. But, yeah.
Excellent, mate. We saw you a few weeks ago against Donkers, and I gave you best on ground. You didn't get in the best players.
Yeah.
Make sure you tell the coach today you're in there, all right?
Yeah,
So,
all right.
well done, buddy. Well played, and good luck
mate.
next week.
Yeah,
well
cheers.
done. Isaac McCormack, young gun from Blackwood. Really like the way he plays the game. Great left foot kick, very composed under pressure, and no doubt in his young age he could play a high level if he wished to. But sounds like he's loving it at the Woods, doesn't it, boys? So, and why wouldn't you? You're winning a final, and they're off to the semi next week to meet the Bulldogs. And what a game that was! Only 4 weeks away, 3 weeks ago. So, I think we'll expect another real strong contest there. So, anyway, boys, I've had enough of the sun today. I'll cross back to you boys in the Dreammaker.
Good on you, Shane, and thank you very much to young Isaac, and what a mature he showed in some of the situations out here today, Goldie, but even under the harsh scrutiny of our boundary rider, just delivered the goods.
Yep, great chat, and as Colo said there, they'll fancy their chances next Sunday against the Dogs.
Yeah, well, why
Do we know where that's going to be?
No.
I'll find out for you.
Check your local guides, I'd suggest. But
Jaden
anyway.
and Indy got some stuff. We're going to.
Anyway, we'll go down to Jaden and Indy while we can, where the game was won and lost. So for the last time today, Jaden and Indy.
Well, congratulations to Blackwood. Again, a really strong performance today. They're a very kicking-centric team, as we established during that quarter. They won the kicking count by 25 at the end of the fourth quarter. And that just shows how dominant they are in their ability to kick long and even short as well. Their marking, not just off of the hands of McCready, but all of their big-name players had really clean hands today. Tackling pressure was a little bit down in the second half, but I think what they learned is if they could keep their own composure, it wasn't going to matter too much. It was mostly because of that third quarter where Mount Barker tried to play a bit more aerial football. But overall, Blackwood clearly the better team in the air and also on the ground, which is why Mount Barker tried not to play there too much. They were really good on handballs early to Blackwood, but they also dropped off in that stat because once again they weren't playing as much from the ground. Centre clearances only lost the count by 2. The hit-out tally was completely equal at full time, and disposals only -3 for Blackwood. So a very, very slight edge there in favour of Mount Barker. Free kicks as well, very even. So really, it was a pretty even game on the statistical sheet, but again, Blackwood just very well composed and very good ball users. And one more thing, McCready, absolutely outstanding today. 26 disposals, 2 goals, 8 marks. It's probably one of the best individual performances I've seen in the HFL this season. Jaden, what can you tell us about Mount Barker and where did it go wrong?
Thanks, Indy. Cheers for that. So, yeah, 39 kicks, 33 handballs, and 13 marks in that last quarter. Unfortunately, they just couldn't bring that momentum into the last quarter because they had 50 kicks and 30 handballs and 27 marks in the third quarter. So they dropped off in those stats, and only 22 tackles as well. The tackle pressure did drop off in that last half of that quarter. So, unfortunately, they just couldn't take their chances early in that quarter, which, could have... was where the game was won and lost, really. So unfortunately, I just couldn't get their game together today. And Hines took 7 marks today. He was good up forward, but yeah, just unfortunately they just couldn't get it together about Barker today. So just some record stats here, boys. So it was the third highest score that Blackwood has scored in a final since 2010. It's also the third highest score they've scored against Mount Barker since 2010. And here's one for you. It's the first time that a 5th place team has scored over 100 points in an elimination final since 2010. So there is a stat for you. And also, it's the third time that 5th place has won in the elimination final as well, and it's been 827 days since Blackwood won at Mount Lofty. So they've broken that drought, and they also broke the 728-day drought of not winning a final. So there's the records. Yes.
How many days, Jaden, since they've won and the Dreammaker's been here? Do you have that stat, mate? They've always had the problem that the yeah.
Well, to be honest, since I've been doing the stats, I don't think I've seen a Blackwood win.
Well, technically, boys, we could say last week.
Last week in the
we're
game.
back
Yes,
to
yeah,
back.
absolutely.
We're
Last
on
Sunday.
the Dreammaker's on a roll for the Blackwood Football Club.
Yeah,
All right,
so
Jaden and
that's
Indy,
it.
thank you very
Well
much.
done,
Some
boys.
Fantastic
Fantastic.
stats as usual. So, been a big weekend for you boys. We'll let you go home, have a good night's sleep, and hopefully you don't have figures in your mind all night. But anyway, well, quickly, Shane Collins and summing up. Shane's back after his, get out of the sunshine. But
yeah, she's damn hot there today, but well done to Blackwood Footy Club. We even spoke in the midweek show this week that, depended which Blackwood turned up, but the good Blackwood turned up today, and they were fantastic. So I think Mount Barker were disappointing, but Blackwood really took it to them. I love the work through their midfield. They did a great job through there. McCready was outstanding today. I thought he was excellent. And young Isaac McCormack, who we spoke to, I thought he was one of the better players on the park as well. Catford was good late. And the big ruckman, I thought the ruck duel was excellent.
Big
but
Yarn.
Big Yarn, I thought he would have got the chocolates at the end. I thought he did a great job.
So Blackwood 16-10 have defeated Mount Barker 9-14. Just quickly, the leading goal kickers, because our man Joel Aish was 6. Dykesman actually finished with 4, boys. So just chipped away, and McCready with 2, and Hines, the only multiple goal kicker for Mount Barker in their 9 goals, and worked pretty hard, the big man, for limited opportunities, and later went back in defence. So they need a couple more of his size, perhaps recruits for next year. Andrew Bruce will be
Yeah, well, the
starting already.
sad thing that happened for them, didn't they? They go and recruited a forward, and they lost Johnson, their forward from last year. So they really just filled a gap. They didn't consolidate at all, which was unfortunate for them. But they really need to sort of keep their recruits, plus add a couple to it. And they know where they sit now with points. So with finishing today, so they need to go away and make sure they fill those points up and get the players that they need. But a couple of good players for them. Henry the Bruce was good again. There's a reason why he's been in their best players every week. He showed that today. Thought he was outstanding. Montgomery had a huge knock in the first 2 minutes of the game. And a lot less a player may not have been back that day and or played with the courage that he did, but I thought he was outstanding as well. Thomas was okay, didn't have much of it, but it's probably hard to find many more good players that really shone out for Mount Barker during the game today.
Yeah, they sort of flashed in and out of the game, didn't they? As you said, they didn't have the consistent performers over the 4 quarters.
Ethan Bell tried hard forward. Ross Brooks was beaten down back.
Yep.
Callens was good. I'd give Sam Callens a big tick. He's probably in there 5.
Especially in the last quarter,
Hines is around the mark. Jamie Grouch tried hard off half back. Didn't have much help. But, apart from that, there's not too much. Billy Stokes in and out of the game. He needs to go to the next level next year. He's been playing A-grade footy now. He's probably played his 50 games now and needs to find the next level. William Bruce is heading that same direction. The big fella, Mason Baxter, interesting player, isn't he? Geez, he can jump, but there's
basketball background.
Very, very good basketball player. You can tell by the way he goes for the ruck contest. But outside of that, he's still got a lot to learn around the footy. Big Williams tried hard, but unfortunately for Mount Barker, them she wrote, and they're done.
That's it. They can head off to Mad Monday tomorrow.
Well, it'll be interesting on Fresh in the morning how the young man Tomo fronts up. Tuning in on the morning on my drive to Gawler.
We will see how he goes. All right, and well done.
Oh, hang on. The stats man, when he comes inside, we've got to stop and listen. Jaden's got a big one. Here we go.
Okay, so...
Hang on. Just wait. We've got to turn you right up to get this one. Right, good.
Cool. Sorry to interrupt. So, the last time that a team that won the elimination final to win the next week was Blackwood back in 2018, and it was actually against Mount Barker. So, Blackwood was the last team to win the semi-final after they won the elimination final. So
they got to break that against the doggies.
Stat for you boys.
All right, you just had to get that last stat in, Jaden J.
He'll still be saying stats in his drive home. The great man.
He does. All right, well, that wraps up. It's been a big weekend of football coverage, and we continue next Saturday. Shane?
What about the show this week? We've got a big show, too.
Yeah,
Don't forget.
We'll get onto that.
We're going to be not only on the weekend are we calling the games, we've got the big midweek show, which we
we'll get
profile
onto that.
everything. And
we'll get on it. Next Saturday, second semi, Harndorf versus Loberthorn, and first semi-final on Sunday. Onka Valley taking on Blackwood.
I can't wait, Harndorf Lobby.
And as you said, Hills Footy Unplugged during the week. Looking very much forward to this. Michael Tudor of the Adelaide Districts Football Club and our good mate Daniel Lackenby from Nambrema will be coming to discuss their seasons, just their thoughts on it, who might win the flag, and also perhaps casting a eye towards
both
next
young
season.
up-and-coming coaches are doing a good job.
Yeah, and also, as we said, we love our mullets.
Oh, the mullet
Thomas
chase.
Jepp, red can specialist, I believe.
Oh, well, that goes hand in hand.
Any
You don't
good
grow a
mullet.
mullet without being a red can lover.
So he will be in the studio. So that's later in the week on Hills Footy Unplugged, so don't miss that. So that's just about done here as the sun actually sets over a picturesque...
Last word, Tate, what do you reckon?
Tate, what do you reckon? What do you got, Dad, for Father's Day? What'd you get him?
Pants.
Pants?
And also go Tom Mayo.
Go Tom Mayo. Tom Mayo.
Oh, go Tom Mayo.
Yes. Little Onka's under 9 that wears number 21 because his favourite player is Tom Mayo.
That is I reckon that's fantastic. You know, he might have Dustin Martin being a Richmond man or someone else, Basher Hurley, but he's got a local footballer, and that's fantastic. The kids have their idols. So
I mean, it's a great thing with all the clubs in the hills is the juniors and that thing. So all good.
All right, Shane.
I'm going to get out of this Sun Pistols. It's too much.
Thank you very much for your input. Always valuable as always, and we'll see you next week. If not during the week on Hills Footy Unplugged. And also a big thank you to our regular crew, of course, Jaden J. Hill, Indy, Dallas and Flynn for the production side of things, Matt the roadie for getting here at the crack. Actually, the Dreammaker was here last night about 6 o'clock. I can verify that, to get a good spot on the rails to bring you the best coverage that we could. And also Robbie Sherwood for his work, and also the Mount Lofty Football Club for their hospitality and helping us bring this to you. But that's it from Arkaba Oval, where it's been Blackwood Football Club 16-10 have defeated Mount Barker 9-14. So mothballs for the Barkaroos, and Blackwood move on to next week and the first semi-final. So as I said, plenty coming up here on Hills Footy Unplugged during the week, and we thank you for joining us here this afternoon. Trust you enjoyed our worldwide coverage. On behalf of the crew, this is Pistol signing up. Keep on chasing your goals, and we'll see you next time.
The Call of the Wild is an HFL media production in association with Lofty Community Media. Listen to this match again at hillsfooty.com.